Hi, everyone, and welcome to the return of our cyberpunk game. Once again, we are playing Dark Augment. How is everyone doing tonight?
Pretty dang good.
Kapla, kapla, kapla.
Hanging in there. Just managed to finally clear a whole bunch of old videos off of my laptop, and I now have some memory so I could make more videos.
Very nice.
What he really means is he needs more room for more downloaded porn.
I need to look into an external hard drive for my porn. I mean, my videos.
Yes.
Have you looked into downloading more RAM?
No, he's not my type.
What?
Oh my god. All right. Well, I guess we should probably continue from where we left off last time. So, going ahead and starting into our little session from last time, we'll do a little bit of a recap. So last time, all of our lovely players were recruited by a man going by the name of Private Investigator Barry Cranston, who is searching for the cyberpsych going by the name of Hirohito Arakawa. As part of this, it seems Arakawa is hunting down 3 different potential victims as part of some weird revenge spree. These are a stripper named Insomnia, or Irina Semenov, a cunning businessman going by the name of Vincent, and lastly, a man connected with the overall government of the Nexus City itself, going by the name of Agent Maxwell.
Is Vincent really cunning? Is that the word you would use to describe?
Well, a good point. He's not that cunning. He's cunning in name only.
He might
Anyways.
do a good business deal, but
idiot.
he's a moron with other things.
Stupid.
Yeah, he's not the best when it comes to survival experience, that's for sure. Anyways, so during our last session, you all had pretty much been able to pretty much keep tabs under Irina and Vincent, following a couple of murder attempts, where you all eventually reconvened together at the Evo Corp building. Pretty much the mega corporation that's connecting all of this together. Pretty much you ended up learning last time that Arakawa was originally experimented on there, where his cyberpsych powers were awakened within those labs. He escaped, and now it seems like there's pretty much a whole revenge quest going on his part. There you all pretty much ended up coming up with a counter plan with Agent Maxwell, where you were given a dossier about Arakawa. You learned that his cyberpsych powers were actually steadily growing, that he's able to imprint his consciousness on different people and have them subconsciously carry out his orders before they just die like that. During that time, however, you ended up finding a lead of where he could potentially be located in a place called Foundation, a slum located underneath the Brooklyn Bridge itself. So ending off from last session and beginning in this session, you all end up taking a pretty armored vehicle driving through the neon cake streets of Nexus City, where you spot the Brooklyn Bridge just kind of like looming out overhead, and beneath it is just kind of like this smog-infested slum area where it just feels grimy, dirty, even from here, even in kind of like a ventilated car. You can still get a sense of just kind of like the griminess of this place. And pretty much like you're all coming fast closer to this location. Was there anything you all wanted to do before pretty much like going straight into the slum?
Yeah, but go ahead.
So all the information that that Wrangler got, does he share that with everyone, or?
He has. I think he already did it in the last session.
Okay,
He
Yeah,
already
that's-
shared everything that we
I just
learned.
wanted to confirm that. Okay.
Well, I don't know how much time we have for conversations before we get there, but I'm looking through that dossier trying to figure out any info I can about this guy. And Agent Maxwell is still in earshot of me, right?
Yeah, Agent Maxwell is just a few seats over from you all. You all have actually plenty of space in kind of like the back area of this armored vehicle.
Okay.
It's very much kind of like artificial light filtering through, and as darkness kind of like permeates you all
Does
in
any of
here.
it show the layout of the map of the area where his mother's house?
of Foundation.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be any maps or layouts, just kind of like a simple description of what was important to him around there. So it seems like a lot of the actual information noted down was specifically made to potentially be used against him during those cyber psych experiments.
Okay, now if I'm remembering correctly from last week, Agent Maxwell, he seems to know the most about the experimentations, right?
Yes, Agent Maxwell, from all that you've learned, he seems to be at kind of like the head of all of this.
Okay.
Vincent and Insomnia both know their different things, but he seems to be the one who's kind of like primarily funding all of this or overseeing it.
Okay. Agent Maxwell, I'm looking through here. I was wondering, psychic powers, you've studied him as best you can. When obviously he's releasing energy when he's using them. Have you ever measured that energy by chance?
Yeah, our scientists have measured his psychic capabilities all we can, and even at those preliminary stages, they were off the charts. God only knows where he's at right now.
So you have like sine wavelengths of the energy he gives off recorded, right?
Yeah, we've got that. We've got all of that recorded. Not necessarily on the
Okay,
dossier, but we've got it down.
Well, a wavelength of energy is canceled out by an equal but opposing wavelength. So what if we make some kind of device to emit a frequency to cancel out his powers? Then he'll just be whatever he's able to do with his hands and his guns.
I see where you're getting at, and if he tries to impose his cyber psych abilities on us, I would say that there is a pretty big possibility that we could counteract it. That was part of the reason why we made this sonic cannon. But once someone has that imprint on their mind, it's permanent. We've tried all we can to try and counteract it. Nothing works. It's hardwired into their brain.
And it's only people it can affect, not robots, right?
Well, as far as I know.
Technokinesis is a thing, isn't it?
I did get attacked by a robot. Isn't that right, Vincent? Not you were any help.
Yeah,
controlled or he was seized.
That was pretty fucking confusing, I'm not gonna lie. How the fuck could he control a robot? God damn it.
The only other option is that he controlled someone at the track to reprogram the android to attack.
Either that or it's possibly worse than we thought. Maybe he could control androids as well. Maybe
powers evolve?
Maybe they're evolved enough. Maybe their intellects are sophisticated enough for his psychic imprint to infect them as well. That does raise some questions. That's for sure.
So this sonic cannon is set to that similar wavelength, so it'll reduce, if not temporarily shut down, his powers.
Yeah, at least used against us, it should come to our benefit. But his mind slaves, God help them. The only way we can actually help them is by putting them out of their misery.
Now, do you have anything or know any about the layout of the house around the area?
Yeah, we know some anyway, though it's been some time since we've investigated around those premises. They're within Foundation itself, and they're pretty close along to the sewers within the area. Those sewers are dangerous. There's always been the rumor that there's been animals lurking around there, possibly mutants, though I hate to consider the possibility.
Hey, Otter.
Yeah.
I just blanked on the question I was about to ask. Sorry, it'll come back to me as soon as you start talking.
It's fine. It's fine. What are you all doing?
Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry. Since most of the party is actually from this city, is there a chance any of us already have familiarity with Foundation, like know our way around, know the roads or any of that?
Each of you give me a smarts check. I'm gonna go ahead and say that PI bigger. Go ahead and you get a +2 to this roll. Everyone else just roll normally. It's gonna be a straight up smarts roll.
God damn it, Nels. How does the Outer Towner fucking succeed?
All right. So for everyone who's rolled anyway. All right. Pretty much everyone except for Nails is aware of Foundation, how the actual section of the city is kind of laid down around there. So pretty much all of you except for Nails, you have been down there at least once or twice. PI Bigger, you're very well aware of the place. You know that it's pretty much very much a slum, filled with pollution, smog. There seems to be thugs and different kind of like cybernetic scavengers, kind of like covering the streets. Pretty much always there trying to get the drop on someone, but there is some semblance of order, kind of like connecting everywhere. You especially, PI Bigger, you have a good layout of the streets. As for the rest of you all, barring Nails, it's more of like a basic knowledge of how it's kind of like connecting to Nexus City.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm not going to take the lead on this one.
Well, I need a building to get up.
Yeah,
on
we
first
need
so I can
to
watch
size
over y'all.
up. We need to find the location, at least take a drive by, or maybe not in this vehicle, but we need to get somebody to go by and at least just to get a general idea of the building itself before we go in. What are the entrances, exits? Where can we potentially make a sudden exit? Escape plans are important.
I need to have a position where I can watch over y'all while y'all doing that. Well, and I'll have Irene with me.
I gotta ask, Foxy, is there a place that you prefer to get a good vantage point? There is the Brooklyn Bridge itself, but there's a few rooftops lower down, closer to Foundation.
I'd have to have closer to the building because I don't know how the house is laid out towards the bridge.
All right. Once we get closer to Foundation, we'll make an early stop and we'll let both you and Irina off.
Yeah,
Alright.
Foxy, you can find a fire escape, a fire,
We're all on
escape from
comms,
the building
right?
and take sniper position.
He just nods.
Do we have comp? Because technically, every one of us except Richard B. Bigger does not have Augment. So Richard B. Bigger is the only one we cannot talk on comms.
So we kind of clarified this a little bit last session. Pretty much all of you, like whether you have cybernetics or not, everyone in the city, unless you're just really, really unique, you have a cyberspace jackport built in the base of your neck. You also have a mini auditory augmentation that's built into your inner ear, allowing for remote communication.
Now that jackpot in the neck, don't play with that too much or you'll go blind.
Well, I was asking because Trippy's character, I think he said his has absolutely no augmentations at all.
Yeah, but we're gonna do it like everyone, like all civilians, like everyone has this base communication device augmented into them it's like a phone.
I was just asking because if you didn't want your character to have that,
unless you just specifically don't want it.
Well, no, he's gonna need to communicate somehow. He needs a phone, right? And there's no phones but terminals, so I assume there was gonna be like some sort of like communication device by basic augmentation. To me,
you're gonna show up like Inspector Gadget
outside of basic communications, you know.
Agent Maxwell looks at each of you. He's like, I should also let you know that ever since that all of us rendezvoused there at Evo Corp, I haven't heard anything more from my contact. You all know him as P.I. Cranston. I've tried getting in contact with him, but line's dead. Something's wrong.
Maybe we should swing by his office and check it out real quick.
We can if you want. I should also say in the meantime that just as a bit of backup insurance, I've got my agents along with me. I'm recruiting them as we speak. If you see any dark vehicles going alongside us, it'll be them. They're hard to miss.
Is there any chance any of them can become, shall we say, tapped?
It's a possibility. I'll instruct each of them to keep their distance.
Well, if we go back to Cranston's office, I mean, when that just be backtracking all the way back into the other
Wait,
part of
hold
the
up.
city?
Harold, can't you
Yeah.
send out an agent to go report and see what they done and report back to us so we know?
I can do just that. He holds his finger up to his ear, and you can hear him kind of like silently talking to some unknown source on the other side.
How far away are we from the address?
From P.I. Cranston's place or from Foundation?
From
Both.
Foundation.
You're about a mile away at this point. You're all getting pretty close.
And how far from Cranston's?
From Cranston's, from what you can tell, probably about a mile or two away.
So we're about equidistant. All right.
Yeah.
So should we hold off right here and wait to hear what's going on with Cranston?
I mean, we
We
can.
might need to shoot over there in a hurry.
Yeah, we can pull over. Get him to pull over.
Yeah, this is the
Is
guy
it- is
paying
that-
us after all.
Am I
Let's make
remembering
sure he's
correctly,
still alive.
Otter? Agents on the phone having his other agents checking Cranston's right now, right?
Right. That's what he's sending orders to do right now.
Because does he also have people sizing up the area? I don't know how many people he's got.
From what you can tell, it seems like he's doing just that. It sounds like this agent Maxwell, whoever he is, he's pretty much the type of personality who thinks a step or two ahead. He's trying to plan out his moves as best he can.
Awesome. I'm wondering if once agents case an area that where the psychic might be, maybe he should have them back off and others take their places just in case of any tapping. If someone has been over there, you gotta assume it's a possibility they were taken over.
Agent Maxwell is just looking at you. He's like, rest assured, if we don't find anyone there, I'm going to assume that P.I. Cranston and the couple agents I left with him are compromised. Just leaving that in mind.
Great. There goes the pay. You got to be making up for this, Harold.
I wonder if you can tap in series.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Do you mean by proxy?
Yeah, he taps one person, that one other person goes and taps somebody else, and he continues to stack his influence.
I'm not sure if he's doing that necessarily, but at the same time, Arakawa is a
he is
pretty
running deep
sneaky
shit.
individual.
Let's hope not.
All right, what are each of you doing? Are you all pulling aside, or are you going straight into Foundation?
We're
pulling
going to pull
aside.
aside and wait.
Pulling
we're
aside?
waiting.
All
Pull
right.
aside.
All right. Maxwell gives the order. Vehicle kind of skids off to the side of the road. It's about 15 to 20 minutes later that he ends up getting another response. And he's like, yeah. God damn it. Fine. Yeah, I read you. Agent Maxwell out. He ends up facing you all. He's just like, it looks like there's been signs of a disturbance there. No one's inside P.I. Cranston's office. I'm going to assume that he's been compromised.
Great. So much for the pay.
Yeah, well,
we
I'll
gotta
see
stop
if you
this
all
guy
can
from
be
hurting innocent people.
compensated for in the meantime.
Let's head to Foundation.
Yep, agreed.
He's like, you got it. And with that, you each
Any
continue.
any info from the agents near Foundation yet?
From while you're all pretty much on the way, he ends up telling you that it seems like the area itself it's pretty heavily populated. It's hard to really get a good gauge of if there's any signs of suspicion going on. The place is so heavily packed with people just going throughout the streets.
Oh, this son of a bitch.
So pretty much it seems like there isn't anything immediately suspicious going on, but all of the agents that Maxwell is talking to they're on high alert. Like they're trying to keep a good eye on the place.
Yeah, my paranoia meter just went on full tilt. Next
After a
thing
few moments,
looking for lizard
Agent
people.
Maxwell is saying, he's like, most of my men have scouted out the place. They're all telling me that the local bar, the Salty Swallow, is probably the best place to check out.
God damn it.
I love it.
Perfect. You know what? I can use a drink. Let's go there.
I hope the bartender's name is Crackle.
But I think it'd be kind of weird if all of us go into the bar at one time. Why don't you guys hang back and let the detective do some detective work in there? This is my kind of scene down here anyway.
All right.
I'll hang back.
As will I, and I will position myself so if you need anything, you shout, I'll come charging in.
Foxy,
Very
you want
well.
to accompany me? You'll fit right in.
Yes.
Didn't we have an address for the house of Arakawa's mother?
Yeah, that's where we're heading to.
We've got
Oh,
that.
that's the
It's just actually getting there may prove to be a little difficult. If you want to go straight there while we're actually scouting out the place, trying to search a little bit for any other signs of Arakawa being anywhere else, you're free to join. The house is a potential lead, but we've also got the rest of Foundation to worry about.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I would like to split and go towards the house.
Very well. He
Well-
gives you the directions, which is pretty much from what he describes. It's near the edge of Foundation, and it seems to lead off into the local sewers. Some of it's underground, some of it's not. But at the same time, he's letting you know it's pretty dangerous.
all right. Now, okay, so let me make sure I understand what's going on. Nikolai's character, you're going off on your own.
Yep, Luther is checking out the house.
Thank you. I couldn't remember Luther.
And probably looking for sewer alligators.
Find them reptilians, man. Take them on.
Yep.
All right,
Um,
so Richard and Foxy are going into the bar. That leaves, and I said I want to find a good position where I can be ready if they need call for help. What about the rest of everyone else? Is they all remaining in the vehicle?
If Luther's going to the house, I don't want him to go alone, so I'll go with him.
Okay. Good luck.
Wrangler, you're watching over Irene, Vincent, and Harold, right?
Well, originally I was talking about when you two go into the bar, I was going to go stay somewhere out of sight and where I can quickly rush in if you call for help. But
Yeah, but I think you would
Lu-
want to watch over.
Luther and Nails are off on the road to the multiverse, so
Yeah, but we also got our 3 people in one car. Kind of need someone to watch over them, you know?
yeah.
Maxwell pipes up a little bit. He's like, I do have agents on standby just in case we need a little bit of extra bodyguards. Don't worry about that.
Yes, but I can also trust the people in this car, not your agents.
He gives you a knowing look, then he reluctantly nods. He's like, maybe you've got a point.
You
Yeah,
trust
yes,
me?
it does.
Luther asks.
He just
All
gives
right.
you a
I'll
glare.
stay
He's
here on
like,
the van.
yeah, I trust you. Just nods very rapidly.
Foxy looks over Irene. You still got your gun?
She just nods. She's like, I'm prepared for anything.
Have it ready just in case.
Vincent's like, are we ready to kick some ass or what?
You're staying here, boy.
God damn it. I knew you were going to say that. What the fuck did I do wrong?
Everything, Vincent. Everything. You were born wrong. Just stay here and look pretty.
You've got some
So,
gall
are we
talking
in
to
a
a CEO like that.
I also saw the CEO try to punch an android like it was going to make a difference.
He looks at you like he's about to say something, then he just eventually pipes down.
Yeah. All right.
Maxwell's just like, well, it looks like we're here. And with that, you all end up taking kind of like a sidewinder, just descending down into Foundation. You're very much like at the edge of Foundation, pretty much the perfect equidistant point between the sewers and the Salty Swallow. So pretty much like from here on out, the streets begin to narrow. The smog begins to kind of like fester into kind of like this very noxious green cloud, kind of like overhanging everything. And if you've noticed as well, it's like it's not just humans in this area. There's also a higher concentration of cyborgs, androids, and also mutants. So pretty much like seemingly regular people, but with a lot of like bodily deformities along their arms, their faces, their legs, pretty much you name it. No mutant looks the same as the next.
Keep your gun ready, Richard.
Keep your wits ready. I said wits, women, wits with a W.
So are we in the parking lot of the bar now?
You all are on the edge of Foundation. So from here on out, it's pretty much like you all are pretty much like parked on the side of a street. And from here on out, it's like driving is next to impossible because the streets themselves are just filled with people. About 100 feet away is the Salty Swallow itself. From what you can see, about 200 away to your left is where it seems like the sewers are starting, kind of like down a back alley.
All right, and then where is Arakawa's mother's house?
That would be down the sewers.
Okay. I turn to Luther and say, "Well, let's get moving."
Yep.
All right.
And
You begin
I stick
making your
to
way down.
the walls. I try to hide as much as I can, not to be seen.
Yeah, which is pretty easy in this place. From what you can tell, it's pretty easy to maintain some semblance of secrecy just because there's so many people. Like even down back alleys, it's like you're not really raising any attention to yourself. Pretty much like Nails is making the most distinction just because of your very vibrant, like rock star look.
I'm whistling to myself, like flipping a coin.
All right. The coin is just kind of like flying in the air with a ting, just like right back into your hand. And what are the rest of you doing?
Richard and Fox are making their way to the bar.
All right.
I
So you
guess
begin making your way over.
I'm guarding the people in the car.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, Irina is right there next to you. So is Harold. So is Vincent with a pretty stuffy, pouty look on his face. It's probably the most childish you've ever seen a businessman before in your life. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and start with everyone who is going towards the bar. So for each of you who are going like into the actual streets, I would like you to make a streetwise check.
You're talking to me and Luther?
No, Foxy and Richard.
Pretty much everyone who's going to the bar. Go ahead and make a streetwise check.
Uh-oh. Fucking someone else succeeded!
So you're pretty well navigating through the streets as well as you can. You can see though that from either side, near the very edge of the crowds, as you're coming closer to the center, there are faces looking in your direction. It's hard to tell whether they're mind slaves or if they're just thugs who have not so great intentions towards you. But by this point, you're pretty much like at the very edge of the Salty Swallow. The building itself seems to be sort of like kind of like a mock of an imitation of an old-timey saloon. There's very much just kind of like a swinging doorway leading in. There seems to be kind of like this rowdy, sort of like rapid rhythm of a piano kind of like plinking on from inside, and it's just like billowing dust and smoke kind of like coming out from the interior.
I guess we head in.
All right. Inside.
Yeah,
you end up seeing...
and Richard immediately makes his way towards the bar to get a drink.
All right. Bar is immediately to your left as you end up coming along in this place. It seems to be a pretty wide and expansive area, and it just seems like it's very rowdy. A lot of people kind of like drunkenly stooping around everywhere. There's very little rest to this place. It's very rowdy.
Hey, Otter.
Come on, Foxy, follow me. I'll buy you a drink.
Yeah, Frequency.
If I'm staying out in the van on guard duty, what kind of visibility do I have around the vehicle? And am I in a position where I can at least see the door, the entrance to Salty Swallow?
Yeah, so from a distance you can kind of see it just kind of like along the edge of your vision. It's not a great purview. The area around you is kind of like pretty much like a street right before crowds just get really, really busy. So it's behind you, it's an excellent view of like the rest of the city. But in front of you, it's a little more difficult. There are several buildings to your sides, and from what you can see, it looks like there are several kind of like catwalks and walkways leading up to rooftops. That is another option you have.
Okay. And also, how well can I see out the van? Or is it going to be best if even though I'm watching them, I not remain in there with them?
Watching out along the van is about the same as you pretty much like getting outside of the van and just looking like as if you were like on ground level. There's little to no difference.
But I can see out all sides of the van. I can keep an eye out for anyone approaching or anything.
Pretty much. You have a pretty good point of view from where you are within the van itself. There's several windows that are that seem to be made of bulletproof glass. It's good visibility.
Okay, so I'll be keeping a watch out for anyone who might be coming at the van, while also I guess my focus is going to be split between that and occasionally watching for the Salty Swallow door.
All right. From here, though, at least you can see both PI Bigger and Foxy just kind of like they're almost like specks along the edge of your vision. So they're not quite out of your sight yet until they go into the bar.
Still identify them out of the crowd.
Yes, it's pretty easy to pick them out of the crowd, or decently so.
Well, yeah, she is a looker, but
yeah, she's pretty damn attractive, so it's pretty easy to keep track of Foxy at least.
Double-edged sword. It makes stealth in a crowd not so easy.
All right. So what does the bartender have to drink?
All right. Bartender is very much just kind of like this, like really plump fellow. He's like, well, we've got bourbon, we've got whiskey. What have you got on your mind? We've also got rum,
give me a shot
vodka,
of whiskey, and a beer. What do you want, Foxy?
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, she's good. You hear? She's really good, huh?
Yeah, you ain't kidding. That'll be 27 credits, Hoss.
Yeah, all right.
He ends up pouring a glass of whiskey, handing it over to you, as well as just taking a bottle of beer, just like cracking it open with a can opener, placing it right before you as well.
I'm kind of confused why the fuck we came in here. We'll be honest with y'all.
Both of you make me a notice check while you're in here.
Okay. Where's my notice?
Honestly, I think the whole reason you went in was to eavesdrop.
Well, you just gotta go look around. You do some investigation. It's called investigation. This is part of the investigation.
Notice. All right, so both of you succeed. Just kind of like taking a survey along the crowd. It doesn't take long for you as you're all turning your heads, kind of like drinks in hand or lack thereof. There seem to be quite a few shady figures, kind of like along the edge of what you see. And back along one corner, you see a man who's kind of like veiled in a trench coat, has kind of like a fedora, kind of like tipped down to where it's hard to see his face. Even so, you can vaguely recognize the features of one P.I. Cranston.
Foxy looks over at Rick.
Foxy, look.
God damn it, motherfucker. Yes,
You saw it too, then?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to play it? I think you should go talk to him. I'm gonna just stand back here and drink my beer and watch. It should be pretty good. Give me a look if you need help.
I guess Foxy's gonna nonchalantly, I guess, try to make her way over to him.
All right. All right. Are you trying to stay hidden, or are you just walking straight up to him?
I guess I'm gonna stay hidden where he can't see me.
All right. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll as you're coming closer. You're basically trying to blend in with the crowd.
Can't you do that?
As much as a pretty
God damn
hot
it!
can do.
No, she can't do that.
Yeah.
No,
So
she can't do
so
that.
despite
Good.
so keep in mind, even
She
if
got
you
big
fail
jugs.
something, you can always spend a Benny to reroll.
Oh, fuck it, I'll spend one.
All right. So that's one Benny out of the 3 you've got.
Okay.
And that's a success. So pretty much like as you're beginning to make your way over, you can tell that as you're walking your way across, a lot of guys are kind of like eyeing up this like pretty sexy, confident lady coming along with a sniper rifle affixed to her back. It doesn't take long for several of them just kind of like giving a whistle or something like that. But right as P.I. Cranston is about to come over, you immediately just kind of like seat yourself along one corner, just trying to act inconspicuous. Seems to eye around the place before like apparently missing you, looking back where he is. And then by there, you're able to get closer without him seeing you.
How close can I get to him before he can notice me?
You are about 20, you're about 15 feet away from him. You kind of suspect that if you get any closer, he's likely to see you.
Is there any way I can wait until he turns around and get closer to him?
He's very much kind of like seating along, just like where he is. He has a drink in hand, as well as kind of like as like an electronic newspaper in hand. He's kind of like flipping through with one hand. So pretty much like it seems like he's buried in what he's reading. He isn't really turning around left or right.
Can I guess I want to make it up closer to behind him.
Okay. Go ahead and make
He's
me another
dropping.
stealth roll to get that close to him.
What direction am I coming from if he's on this thing?
Pretty much you'd be circling around him and trying to like creep along one wall while remaining inconspicuous.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
That's a success. So yeah, pretty much you're able to do just that. This time you're a little more careful. Kind of keep your hat down over your face to where people aren't looking at you quite as much anyway. And by that point, you're pretty much right behind his back. He hasn't noticed you just yet, but you're like right there.
Okay. I draw my gun on him.
All right. Drawing your revolver.
Yep.
All right. You do just that. What are you doing?
So what happened at the your place?
The man seems to kind of jump in his seat for a second. He begins to look behind you. He's
Don't
like,
move.
he doesn't look behind. He's like, I recognize a pretty voice anytime, one that I've heard before anyway. What are you doing here? Are you
Well, we
looking for
heard
the
your
same
place
man
got-
that I am?
We heard your place got trashed.
Why, yes. Arakawa was after me. I escaped just in the nick of time.
He didn't touch you? You didn't try to communicate with us?
There was a bit of communication at first, but since then I've been on the down low. His eyes and men are everywhere.
Foxy waves her hand towards Richard to come.
All right. So yeah, Richard gets off the bar, bringing the beer, and takes a seat directly in front of Barry.
Hey, Barry, you having a hard time?
One could say that.
Yeah, the city kind
Oh.
of sucks, huh? Slums are even worse. You know, if I was getting chased by someone that dangerous, I don't think I'd go closer to where the danger is. I'd go further away. What are you doing down
Well,
here?
as both you and I know, we are both private investigators. After all, this is part of my job to search after
You
Arakawa.
hired us to do this job. This is our job. Are you taking our job from us?
Not exactly, but once I didn't hear that much from you, I assumed the worst, that Arakawa may have gotten after you as well. Quickly after, I was able to chase both him and his men down here to Foundation. I just got here, in fact, once you all showed up.
Where you know where he's at?
Eh, call it a hunch, as one might say.
Hunch. Huh? Sure. That's how this works.
Yes.
Hunches. Feelings. That's the detective job. Hunches. Bullshit. You know something.
He
You better
sighs.
start speaking everything now. Tell me the truth.
He begins to reach into his coat.
Foxy says, Still with the gun
Nice
behind
and
his back.
slow there, Barry. Nice and slow.
Deftly pulls out a cigar. Mind if I take a light?
Go for
Go
it.
for it.
Clips it off, lights it, gives it a puff before exhaling just like this billowing smoke. He's like, see? I mean no danger. We are both on the same side, as you know.
Smoke cigarette.
Where is your hunch that he's at? Holding up.
I've heard that there's a residence that he holds here in Foundation. He could
His
be
mom's
there.
place.
He could be somewhere else in town. His eyes are everywhere, and I suspect he's not too far away from any of them.
Again, what motive do you have to go after him? You hired us to do this. This is pay. Are you getting paid too?
Once he raided my office, it became personal. Do I need any more
I
reason
think you
than
did
that?
your office a favor.
How did you know it was him instead of some other?
Could be Evo Corp covering up their trail too.
Well, as soon as my agents started turning against me, once he had shaken their hands, I was rather persuaded, as one might say, that this was indeed Arakawa. Pretty much right after that, my men tried attacking me. I dispatched with both of them, escaped with my life.
They both shook hands with him,
Indeed. Or
and
that's
then
what
they
he.
attacked.
That was how it happened. Yes.
Foxy, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Don't know.
Are we able to hear this conversation out in the van?
No.
No.
No,
Yeah,
we'd have to report back to you.
Yeah, pretty much they would have to report to you directly over comms in order for you to hear it. With that, go ahead and give me a notice check, both of you.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna roll a Benny. Fuck it.
All right.
Shit, where is it?
So this is your last Benny? Oh no, that's your second.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right. Both of you succeed. You all begin to get the sneaking suspicion that as you're all talking, there are several other faces in the bar that are coming closer to you. You're able to kind of see it right out of the corner of your eye. It seems to be like 4 other faces on top of Arakawa.
On top of who?
Oh shit.
Along with not with Arakawa, along with Cranston. It's 4 other faces in this bar. My bad.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, not
I was like,
Arakawa.
he just came out
My
of
bad.
nowhere. Huh? Final
Yeah,
boss. all of a
he's
sudden.
there along with them. No, it's 4 other faces along with P.I. Cranston. They seem to be kind of like filtering closer to you. With that,
Is there any back entrance we could see?
From what you all can see, not immediately anyway. But with that, this is going to be initiative, but along with that, we are going to swap perspective over to Nails and Luther.
Oh,
So,
damn it.
Nails, Luther, you all are beginning to go along into deeper into the sewers. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're beginning to make your way along, because you see that there are several forks in the road, along with this just kind of like putrid water with smog hanging right over it. All right. And for you, Nails? Rondo, are you rolling for investigation?
Oh, sorry. Say that again.
Both you and Luther are rolling for investigation, just where you're going along within these sewers.
Well, I don't see
You can
nothing.
always re-roll it if you want to spend a Benny. You have
Yeah,
3 of those.
I'm gonna spend a penny.
All right. All right. A success, both with a couple of raises. So going along these sewers, it's pretty easy to make your way out among this place. You can see that on top of knowing the proper way throughout this place, there are a few areas that that dip pretty close down to where the polluted water is. It seems like over time it's kind of been eroded away from either explosions or something of the sort. And that there's also a weird sort of movement in the water itself. There also seem to be a few forking paths that kind of like branch off from the road. You're not sure where they go, but you know where the road is to Arakawa's residence pretty clearly.
Okay, I would go down towards the residence.
Yeah, I do the same, and I just tell Luther, "Hey, just stay close to me, okay? I don't
Yep.
want any of us getting hurt, and being closer to you probably means I'm probably safe from your bombs or whatever."
Yep, and I reach into my duffel bag and pull out a cylinder-shaped object and start throwing it in the air and catching it again.
All right. Despite it being a bit more of a dangerous tool, you're doing it quite deftly and with more than a bit of confidence. You notice that the area that the road before you is also the way that kind of like dips rather closely to the edge of the water. That is also something.
Is something moving down there in the water?
You can give me a notice check. You were sure a second ago that there was some sort of movement there. That's a failure. Do you want to reroll, or do you just want to stick with it?
No reroll. I stick with it.
All right. You could have sworn you saw something, but now there is no sign of it whatsoever. It's weird.
Yeah,
Very
strange.
weird.
Yeah, we go the direct way towards the house.
All right. As you begin making your way along, both of you go ahead and make me an agility roll as you're all kind of like skirting your way along the water there. It's just going to be straight agility.
Any mod?
No mods. All right. So as you begin kind of like descending a little bit, right as it ends up meeting the water, you're about to go out right when all of a sudden there seems to be a whirring splash of movement as this long, elongated jaw full of rows of teeth begins to snap out of you from the water. You just very, very deftly move yourself away from it, almost as if you were about to be kind of like kept within its jaws. You see that these are very much kind of like scaly creatures, very much crocodiles, but at the same time, their bodily features seem to be distorted. There's something off about them, almost like they're mutated. And with that, we're going to go into initiative because there seem to be two of them, kind of like
Damn, mutant
crawling out of
alligators.
the water. Yep, it's sewer alligators. So for this, go ahead and draw out of the pile of cards here at the bottom right and roll 20. And they got the Joker on top of that.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Gators.
Oh, I didn't even know you can close the character sheet and click it open when you need it.
All right. So since the mutant alligators have the Joker, that means they can go anytime in the round. They're going to choose to go first. So a couple of them are going to try and snap at both of you. Let's see here. All right. All right. What is your all's parry? We'll go with Luther. What is your parry?
3.
3. A 5 is going to hit, so it's going to deal damage. Let's see how much they do. Strength plus d6. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. What's your toughness?
Yeah, 10.
10? Okay. So this is over that. So on top of being shaken, you end up taking a wound. So make sure to add that to your character sheet. As one latches itself onto your leg, the pain is quite intense. You're sure it might have broken a bone even. But on top of that, it is grabbed onto your leg and it's not giving any signs of holding
Hey,
off.
Otter.
Yeah.
Can you explain to them what shaking is?
Right. So whenever an attack hits you in Savage Worlds, before you end up getting a wound, you end up getting shaken. So that means like on top of pretty much if an attack comes very close, your character is shell shocked. Pretty much it's a state of mind that you pretty much have to like free yourself of before you can really do anything else aside from moving. So on top of being shaken, since it's an extra 4 points above what your toughness is, you also end up getting a wound. So pretty much each raise, every 4 points above what your toughness is, not only is that shaken, it's another wound. So right now you have 1 wound and you're also shaken, if that makes any sense.
Yep, okay.
All right. So that's what's happening with you. Pretty much the alligator has just kind of like latched onto your leg. Let's see. Nails. Does a 7 go above your parry?
My parry is 4.
Your parry is 4, so it's going to hit. So that's going to be some more damage as well. What is your toughness?
13.
13. It doesn't even phase you. So this was 8 overall. So it ends up clawing onto like your arm, but it's like you have solid metal armor on, so its teeth just kind of like slide and scrape off, doing no damage to you whatsoever. And with that, whoever has 10, you are next.
Yeah, that's me. What can I do? I'm shaken.
So in this case, you can try and move, but the first thing you're going to have to do is try and make a vigor roll to try and be unshaken. This is going to be your action. So go ahead and make a vigor roll. If you succeed, you're no longer shaken. If you fail, you're still shaken.
Oh,
Yeah, reroll.
Yeah, you
Here's
have
a
the
bit.
chance to re-roll.
Do that.
You can use a Benny.
Yep, I'm using a Benny to reroll.
There we go.
All right. So you're no longer shaken, but at the same time, you can only move at this point. Pretty much like You've got
Okay,
this.
I move away from the alligator.
All right. He's still latched onto you, unfortunately. Like he's actually holding onto your leg. You can try and wrangle yourself free if you so wish, but it's going to be a penalty.
How big is that alligator?
He's pretty big. He's a little larger than a regular alligator. So him biting onto your leg hurts like hell.
Okay, how can I wriggle free?
That would be an agility roll, and he would have to do something similar. And this would be at a -2 for you.
Oh, okay, -2.
For him, it's just a regular success. See, I would still think you have the benefit of that.
What are you doing to him? Damn, Water.
No, you still had the original agility roll there.
No, I forgot to add the -2. I clicked that before you said -2 modifier.
Oh, okay.
The
If
first
you
roll
want,
was with a 0.
if you want to re-roll, I'm gonna let you. But
Yep, reroll.
all right.
Second Benny.
No, you don't gotta use a Benny. Because
You
just
rolled
let him roll
before.
for 3 on that one, because it kind of got fucked up.
All right. That's pretty much how it was before. So pretty much like as you're kind of like trying to move away, you end up kind of like prying open its jaws just enough for you to like remove your leg, your bloodied leg, as it just snaps closed again. So yeah, you can pretty much move your normal movement away from it. So that whatever your movement is, multiply that by 5. That's the amount of feet you can move.
Okay, my movement.
It's pace.
Pace. 6 or 30. I
Yep,
move
you can move 30 feet away.
down the road.
If you want to run, you can go a bit faster.
That's fine.
All right. Next up is going to be Nails. So Nails, you're pretty well unharmed, but you've got 2 alligators like flanking you at the moment. What are you doing?
Like how close are they to me? Are they like in melee distance, or are they farther than that?
They're both basically in melee distance.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna pull out my revolvers and try to shoot. Like, how does multi-attacking work? Can I shoot each of them once? Because
Yeah,
I have 2
so-
revolvers.
Yeah, you can shoot both of them at once. You can take multiple shots. It's just however many shots you have, however many actions you have, it's going to be at a penalty. So if you do 2 shots in a round, that's -2 for each. If it's like 3, it's like -4 each of them. So you can do 2 shots easily.
All right. I'll do 2 shots, and then that's just gonna be a shooting check.
Yeah, it's going to be a shooting check.
All right. Do I just roll it once, or do I roll it twice?
You're going to roll it for each time, each shot.
Okay, and then I add a -2
Right.
multiplier.
Right. It's pretty much rolling twice, just with the penalty.
And that's weird. Sorry, my computer was not doing it.
No, it's fine. Tech issues are always a problem with Roll20. It's also spur of the moment shock with this alligator coming after you, or both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's saying that I need to choose a target.
Oh, just click the roll again.
Yeah.
Click the skill again. It'll go past it.
Do you just want me to come wrestle it? I need to break up the monotony from all the kangaroos.
All right, that's the first one.
All right. So the first one, you end up firing off your revolver. It just ends up ricocheting right off the side of it. if you want to spend a Benny to reroll, you can. Otherwise, that one's going to miss as well.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Still a failure.
Oh. Yep.
All right. If you want to spend another Benny, you have that option.
No, I want to save my last Benny.
All right. So you end up leveling your revolver, shooting at both of them. The first one, it ends up pretty much like bouncing off its scales, doing next to nothing against it. The other one ends up going wide, just splashing into the water. Both of them just kind of like give you a very like angry glare as they're beginning to edge slowly closer. You still have your pace that you can move up to, though.
Yeah, I'm going to move back towards Luther 30 feet.
All right. So that's what you're doing. Looking at what they can do. As for that, we're going to go back up to the fresh round. So all of you draw another card, and that's going to be this next round of initiative.
Did you draw a fucking Joker again, Otter?
No, that's a jack.
Okay.
They're still going to go first, though, but it's not at a bonus or anything. You're going to see very quickly that as they began moving towards you, they're actually not all that fast. They're going at about half the speed you all are. So pretty much all they can do is just move closer. So they're about 15 feet away from you. So that's pretty much going to be their turn. So it's back to you. So whoever has the 4, it's your turn.
Nails.
Next.
Yeah. All right. I put away both my revolvers, pull out my guitar, and I aim it, firing the whichever one is closer, using the shotgun feature.
All right. They're both about equidistant from you, so pretty much it's just your pick. You end up shooting at one. Ooh, that ends up being a miss. So you end up aiming your guitar shotgun at one of them. It fires, but it seems to be ineffective as it's just plinking off the scales. That's going to be your action. You can still move back if you want.
Yeah, I'll move back 15 feet.
15 feet? Sure,
Yeah.
you don't want to go any farther?
Well, they still won't get it to him if even he goes 15
Yeah.
feet back. They'll still be 15 feet short getting to him.
Yeah, 15's fine.
Okay, so you go back 15 feet. And next up, it's going to be Luther.
Yeah, I pull out my sniper rifle and shoot at the nearest alligator.
All right, so this is going to be at a small penalty since you're just like drawing it now at like a -2, but it's still going to be a regular shooting roll. That's still a success, though. Go ahead and roll damage, as the bullet's going to go right into one of the alligators.
Yep.
Oh my god.
11.
It's pretty good.
All right. So you're going to find that that these animals are surprisingly tough to kill just because of the hardness of their scales. But even so, the one you shot at, it seems like it ends up kind of like grazing it pretty well. But for the moment, it's like temporarily stopped moving. Like it's almost trying to decide whether it should keep fighting you or just slink back into the water.
Then
still
I
have
moved
your
15 feet back.
All right, you're moving 15 feet back. We're gonna draw again. Oh my god!
Fuck you, Otter. God
Why are
damn
you
it.
doing that?
I would
What is it
think
with these-
Luther, of all people, would have a bonus modifier against reptilian opponents.
Oh, and even one of them drew a king, but it doesn't matter because it was a Joker.
All right. So pretty much the alligators are going to decide to go first. They are going to try and close distance. So let me roll for them, quote unquote, running, which means they're going to go an extra 10 feet. So they end up going about 25 feet, trying to close into both of you. They are still about 10 feet away, so they can't actually attack or anything. So that's actually their turn.
It's scary still.
So whoever's the king goes next.
That's me.
All right.
Keep running.
All right. You're running.
Okay, give me one moment. Okay.
That's right. One of them does. I honestly forgot about this. One of them has to make a vigor roll because he's shaken. Oh, it's spirit. My bad. I don't know why I thought vigor. That is a success. So pretty much same effect. So I believe it's Luther's next, who has the king. So what is Luther doing?
Nails.
What?
Nails is first.
Nails.
Nails. I was thinking of something to do. Okay, so Nails instead of shooting, he's going to try using one of his psychic abilities. He's going to start playing a song, and he's going to cast fear on. Technically, it's everyone, but is there a way that I can avoid Luther?
If it doesn't say it under the power, then technically no. This is basically going to be you unhinging your psychic side to try and protect both of you.
Okay. I say to Luther, don't. I say to Luther, cover your ears in hopes that he doesn't hear or is affected. So I cast fear. Do you want me to roll for that? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll a psionics roll to see if it succeeds.
Okay.
All right. That's a success. On top of that, what does everyone else have to roll?
A fear spirit check.
All right, that's
at
just
-2. At -2 if the caster got a raise, which I did.
You got a raise, so they got to roll it at a -2.
It is a large burst template, so it is every creature. So it also technically is Luther.
Yeah, it's everyone around you, basically. That's a large area.
Uh-oh.
Wah! I run away screaming.
All right, they got to roll too. All right, and that's a -2, so 3, so they both fail. So pretty much what ends up happening is kind of like you end up taking sort of like a Dragon Ball Z stance to where it's just like you're concentrating really hard, tapping into this deeper part of your psyche, and then all of a sudden this kind of like clear, somewhat violet, translucent material just starts enveloping your body. All of a sudden you take on this extremely frightening presence. Pretty much Luther, you are seeing like your very worst fears realized in front of you in the form of nails. The alligators themselves seem to slink away, pretty much like doubling back rather quickly into the water. And they pretty much fled. And pretty much with that, you all are out of combat. But at the same time, Luther, you are deathly afraid of what you're seeing from Nails at this point.
Yeah, okay. I run away towards the house.
Also, remember to fix up that wound you got.
Oh, yeah. I would like to repair my wound.
All right. So you would pretty much end up taking... it would be a -1 for having the wound itself. Also, another minus wound since it's kind of like a surface level wound you're patching up. So go ahead and make a healing roll with -2 for a penalty.
I am a cyborg. I think I should make a repair roll.
Repair. That's right.
Okay, and I get +2 for every skill point. Yep, in the repair specialization.
Okay.
I
right.
took the augment cyber tools.
Okay. So this would be a regular roll since the -2 ends up canceling it out. So it'd pretty much be +2, -2. So it'd be nil.
For each repair skill point.
Okay.
+2 for each. And I
Oh.
have. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I got a D10. That's 1, 2, 3 raises.
Okay.
So plus
Yeah, that's an easy success. So pretty much within that time, you end up kind of like temporarily like fixing up your wounds, kind of like taking whatever spare tools you have on hand, just kind of like patching yourself up. It takes a few minutes, but before long, your wound is more or less like gone. It was more or less like a minor scrape at that point. And with that, we are going to go ahead and circle back to this is going to be back to Ricochet. So pretty much at this time, you're beginning to hear kind of like a scuffle going along, or at least your comms are going quiet, Ricochet. It seems like everyone around you is getting worried that something might be going on. What do you do?
All right, so I heard a scuffle.
Yep. Or at the very least, it seems like comms are going dead. It's like nobody is talking.
All right. I'll start off with trying to contact Richard B. Bigger and Foxy.
All right. Are you all saying anything at the moment, or no?
I guess where we left it off. I mean, will we have time to talk?
Go
Not
ahead.
really. We're
You guys, are you okay?
Go ahead and give me a spirit roll to see if you do have any time, both of you. Because pretty much at this point, it's going to be initiative for both of you. So if
exactly.
it's a gamble whether you all can say anything into the comms or not.
Mm.
All right, that's a no for Foxy. Success for Richard B. Bigger. Richard, are you saying anything?
Is he? So what did what's Ricochet? What did Ricochet say again?
Check in. You guys
Frequency.
good?
Well, I'll get back to you on that. Not sure if we're good right now. We're a little busy.
And it's right
I'll
then.
have to go check on the kids.
Right then when comms cut out.
They cut out.
Yep, they cut out. They go dead. Something's going on.
All right, guys, lock the van down. I gotta go get them.
All right. I'll do what I can. Agent Maxwell just kind of keeps a close eye on both Irina and Vincent. He kind of
guys
closes
are
in
armed?
for a second. He's like, I'll be sure to keep an eye on this guy right here. Vincent's a little, he can be a little childish at times.
You guys are armed, right?
Yeah, I'm armed. I'm armed. I've got 2 fists here. That's something.
Hopefully, I'll be right back. I get out of the van, lock it, and head for the Salty Swallow.
All right. Go ahead and make me a streetwise check as you're beginning to filter through the crowd.
All right. Hang on, just found it. Any modifiers?
No modifiers, just a regular roll. All right, that's a failure. You're noticing that as soon as you're kind of like going through this huge crowd of people, your speed is slowing down considerably. At that point, it almost sounds like there may be gunshots going off within the tavern, within the bar itself. You're not sure if it's uh, Foxy or Richard B. Bigger, but you get the distinct feeling that there is. So you're about halfway there, and at that point, we're going to go ahead and transition back to Richard and Foxy. We're all going to draw initiative for everyone.
Draw. I just put one card.
Yeah, just one card for your character. I have a couple cards because I've got a couple of characters keeping track of.
I drew a fucking 2.
All right. Let's see. Richard, did you draw a card?
I thought I drew the 2.
Oh,
Okay.
who fucking? I don't know. I think
That's
I drew it.
That's funny. Yeah, it must have been you on the 5.
All right. So first up, it's going to be the what seemed to be the Mind Slave Thugs. Pretty much each of them end up coming out with lead pipes in their hands. No, it's switchblades, actually. So pretty much 4 of them end up coming up with switchblades, and 3 of them are going to try and go after Foxy, and 1 of them is going to try and go after Richard B. Bigger.
Oh yeah, kill my character right off the bat.
All right. And let me see what their skill is. Oh. That's just the first roll. What is that? 16 for a fighting? And then the other 2 easily miss. I'm guessing 16 beats your parry, right?
No shit.
Yeah, what is your parry?
3.
3. Okay. So 13. So that's going to be like 3d6 added on top of whatever the damage is. Oh no.
Andre the
Alright.
Giant versus a 4-year-old.
What is your toughness?
9.
9. So you are going to, on top of being shaken, you're going to take a wound as the mutant guy closest to you ends up drawing a switchblade, ends up stabbing you pretty much like straight in the side with it, drawing blood anyway. The man, you can see just kind of like this crazy look in the man's eyes, like he's almost not entirely cognizant of what he's doing. And with that, that's going to be...
I'll remember this.
Yep. That's going to be their turn. So next up, it is going to be Agent Maxwell, actually. Not Agent Maxwell, what am I saying? Cranston. He's going to pull out his revolver and aim it straight at Richard B. Bigger. And he's going to attack.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice that all 4 of these guys, none of them attacked Cranston.
Ooh. It's an interesting little thing to note. He may be lucky. He doesn't know how to shoot. Oh, that may not stop him, though. 11. That is a 9 to hit. So on top of that, it's going to be an extra d6 for damage. All right. What's your toughness, Richard?
9.
9?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to end up taking a wound as well, as you are also shaken. Pretty much he ends up aiming his revolver, and despite it seeming like he's not really kind of like aiming the gun right, you still feel the impact just kind of like colliding with your shoulder, pretty much taking you off guard. And then it's going to be to... I believe it's Foxy who drew a 5.
No.
Was it Richard?
5. Yeah.
All right. It's going to be to you. So you are shaken. So you can't take an action until you've pretty much like shaken that off.
So I got to do vigor or spirit?
It's going to be a spirit roll to shake it off.
Spirit roll. All right.
Ooh.
Son of a...
You can always re-roll with a Benny.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a Benny. Oh my god!
You can always spend another.
What have I used so far? That was my first one, right?
Yep.
So I have 2 more. I'll have 1 left. I'll use another one.
Another thing you can do, this is something I failed to mention. Whenever you're taking damage, you can actually spend a Benny to try and soak the roll. So pretty much like if you end up succeeding on the vigor roll, I'm going to be a little lax with this here since it's the first time mentioning it. You can do a vigor roll, and if you succeed, that ends up being kind of like you end up like pretty much shaking off a wound like it never happened.
I could do that right now. I could try that. Vigor.
If you want to spend another Benny, I'm going to allow it. Just because I did not mention this before as a DM.
All right, no, it sucks. I suck. I took the hit. It sucks.
All right. Yeah. So it's still a failure. You do have the option to move if you want, but you are shaken up.
What's my pace? How come my pace always says 6?
That means 6 squares, so you can move 30 feet.
Can I like notice for where the exit is? I want to get out of the stool and like make my way back behind Foxy, basically.
You know where the entrance is, but if you want to search for an exit, you can try and do a notice check or investigation. All right, that's a success. On top of the entrance, you see kind of like a small little dip along one wall, leading to what seems to be a rear entrance into the building. It's only about 10 or 15 feet away from you, not far at all.
Yeah, so team makes his way towards the exit, like opening it up for Foxy to make the next move to escape. Just kind of hang out there with an open door, looking at back. Foxy!
All right. So yeah, you're pretty much like barging through the rest. That's going to be half your movement, just kind of like barging through the door. You're still shaken up, but at the very least, you're still able to move. Open the door. Yeah, you're just shouting to Foxy. And with that, it's going to be Foxy.
So what, I gotta make a spirit roll?
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a spirit roll to see if you're still shaken.
Well, fuck. I can still make it towards the entrance or where he's going.
Yeah, you can make it through the entrance quite easily. You're about 20 feet away from the exit.
Yeah, so I guess I go there.
Okay. All right. And with that, you're both pretty much outside of this bar area, though it seems to be kind of like facing a rear dock area. Along with the gunshots, it seems like there's a bit more commotion kind of like going on both within the bar and outside. Like everyone who is outside of the bar is looking at both of you exiting.
Okay.
All right. So you're all going to draw initiative again. This time it's also including Ricochet.
Nice.
Shit, I accidentally fucking closed the chat thing. I gotta remember how to open that shit back up.
Ooh, who got the Joker?
How do I draw initiative?
You're just going to be drawing from the deck, and how high up the card is going to determine when you end up going in the round. So it's going to go from aces to deuces.
So this is not on my character sheet.
No, it's not on your character sheet. You just draw from the deck that's on Roll20.
How do you bring the chat shit back up? Because now it fucking closed out. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a tab.
And now it's fucking acting like it's a different.
Did it show up?
I think you ended up clicking it right here, actually. It was on the top of the deck facing up.
I don't know who you can drag and click and drag the cards.
I flipped another one. I didn't mean to.
Let's see. See who ended up getting the 4 here.
I got 10.
Got the 10.
The
Oh,
red.
I see.
I drew the 4.
So frequency, just try dragging from the deck onto the board, and that'll show you your card. All right, you've got ace, actually. So is it Richard who has the Joker?
Yeah.
All right. So
Well,
you can
either
pretty
did
much
you- Did you
you can
catch what I
choose to
said
go
before?
anywhere in the round that you want. If you want to go now, you can go now. If you want to wait a little bit, you can go then. You can even interrupt someone else's move.
Hmm. I'm gonna wait on my turn, so I can just come in on any turn I want, basically.
Yeah, pretty much at any point during a round, just interrupt me and let me know that that's when you're going, and you're actually going to get priority.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna hold off for that moment. I'm just getting Foxy outside and meeting up with Ricochet.
All right. So in that case, it's going to be Ricochet who's first. Ricochet, you're getting really close to the actual bar now, though it sounds like there's a lot more commotion going on from inside anyway. Seems like a lot of people are moving out of the bar at this point. You're not sure where Foxy and Richard are at the moment. What are you doing?
Trying to make my way in.
All right, you're going in. That's going to be a little over half your pace, about 4 squares to get into the bar. You see that there are 4 faces trying to make their way outside of this rear entrance to the bar on the far side.
Yeah.
Right behind them is a familiar face. It is P.I. Cranston, who's just saying, "Don't stop until they're all dead."
Really?
Yep.
Can he see me?
It doesn't. It looks like he hasn't noticed you yet.
All right. I'm gonna try the comm again. Foxy, Richard, you guys okay? I got eyes on Cranston.
Or will we have time to
We
answer?
really don't have time for that, dude. We don't
You have about 10
we really don't have
seconds
time
to
for that.
answer.
They're right behind us.
You have about
Brian's compromise. Okay.
That's what you hear.
Shout that again. I couldn't make it out.
Brian's compromise.
Very,
Oh,
very.
Barry. I don't know why I was saying Brian.
okay. So I hear Barry's compromise. Do I have time to do anything else, or is that it for me for this round?
Do you already have your gun drawn? Because you can always try and shoot someone.
It is not drawn.
Oh God.
You can draw it and try and shoot. You'd just be at a small penalty for it.
How thick are the people around him?
It seems to be rapidly clearing away, but there is the possibility that you may shoot someone else.
I draw and pursue.
Okay. That's going to be the rest of your round, pretty much like getting closer to get a good vantage point of them.
Collateral damage is not an option.
All right. And with that, this is going to be P.I. Cranston coming out of the door. There's still a bit of a
How's he
crowd.
taking over me. What the fuck? We both drew 10s.
So both
Don't we
drew
gotta play
10s.
rock, paper, scissors?
No, it's whenever it's the same number, it comes down to the suit. So it's spades, hearts,
Okay.
diamonds, then clovers. His is spades, so he's going to go first.
Okay.
Lucky Charms.
Yep. He's going to pretty much come outside. There's still a bit of a crowd between you all, and he's going to try and aim in your direction. He's at a bit of a penalty himself.
Aim at who?
He's going to try and shoot at Foxy. It's a critical miss. So pretty much like as he's trying to fire, have you ever seen videos where someone's trying to fire like a 45 or something, then it just like flies out of their hands just from the recoil?
Sure.
This is exactly what happens then. It just flies out of his hand and actually falls into the river at that point. You just hear him like cursing up a storm behind you all as the shot misses wildly, and he's also lost his weapon. That's all he's doing. So it's you next, Foxy.
I guess just retreat further. I can't do shit.
All right.
Or
If you want to, if
do
you
the
want to
fucking
run, you
thing.
can try and add a bit more distance onto your pace.
Hold up. I guess I'll see if I can get unshaken.
All right. Go ahead and give me a vigor roll. Not vigor. Spirit. What am I saying?
Ah,
Ooh. So yeah, Foxy
fuck,
is still.
I'm not doing nothing. I just stay there.
Are you just staying there? You're not moving?
Yep, not moving.
All right. That's what you're doing. Still shell shock though.
Yeah, I can't move.
See, after that, it is going to be the thugs coming in after you. And they're going to pretty much like filter out alongside, and they're going to try and open fire as well. Though the crowd seems to be
How
getting
they open fire when all they got is knives?
true. At that point, they are all just running after you. At that point, they're also going to try roll a little bit to make pursuit. So they end up moving about 45 feet. A couple of them are able to get right just beside you, Foxy. So they can't actually hit you, but they're right next to you. And with that, finally, it is up to you, Richard. So you pretty much get a +2 to both any attacks you make and damage.
But I got to get unshaken first, right?
Right. You're going to have a +2 to that as well.
Cool. Oops, that was wrong. That was the wrong thing. Hold on, let me cancel that. Hit strength, not spirit. Spirit +2.
All right, that's a success. So you are no longer shaken. But aside from moving, you can't do anything else during the round. You can try and shoot, but it's going to be at a penalty. You doing anything else?
I'm gonna take out my switchblade instead and get ready for a fight with one of these guys. So switchblade's
right.
coming out. Chink.
All right. Switchblade is out. It's going to be fresh up in the round. So we're going to recall and shuffle. All right. And everybody gets to draw again. Jesus, they are rolling good. Or they're getting a good initiative.
All right, I got a 5.
Damn it. Yeah.
All right. It looks like the thugs are going to go again. So the first 2 of the thugs are going to go after you, Foxy. And the remaining one is going to try and go after Richard B. Bigger. The other one is kind of like at the back of them all. So let's see. All right. What's your parry, Foxy?
Yeah, it hits.
Both of them are going to hit. Let's see. All right. This is going to be the first attack. What's your toughness?
9.
9. So that one's not going to do any damage. And that one just misses, actually. That's an 8. So both of them are kind of like trying to slash along with you with the switchblade. You're able to kind of like definitely dodge one. Another one actually kind of like rips up your sleeve, but it just barely misses actually cutting you. It doesn't do any real damage. The remaining thug is going to go after Richard B. Bigger. What is your parry, Richard?
5.
5. So this one narrowly misses as well. He ends up kind of like lunging out towards you, but you just kind of like hop to the side, just very narrowly missing. And that's all they're going to be able to do. Next up, it looks like it's going to be Frequency. So frequency, pretty much everyone's filtered out of the back. They haven't noticed you at all. And you're pretty much like right smack in the middle of the bar. What are you doing?
Do I have a clear clear shot at Cranston?
Yeah, you actually have a really good shot at Cranston because pretty much like you can see him right now. His gun is pretty much flew out of his hand. It went overboard, and he's just kind of like massaging his hand. So pretty much you've got a clear shot.
I go for a headshot.
You doing a called shot? A called shot means you're like aiming towards a certain part of the body.
Yes, I am.
All right.
You get a negative on that.
Huh?
You get a negative on your roll on that.
All right. Well, that's if that's the case because that's what I'm doing. So.
Yep, it's going to be at a
How to
-2.
get my character sheet back.
Dead man don't talk. Not gonna know anything.
Okay. So how do I roll?
It's just going to be regular shooting, but with a -2 penalty. Or -4 actually. My bad.
All right. Just trying to found it. Okay. -4.
-4.
Wait, choose target.
Just click the
click
the
it
skill again.
Click what?
Like shooting again.
Okay. Why is it asking me Joker dice?
Just say yes.
Okay. It's not. I'm not getting an option to put in the -4.
It'd be a -2.
A -4 actually.
Why
Just
would it be a -4?
because it's a harder place to hit in the body.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep going onward. If it asks you for a modifier, then put in -4.
Range: short, average, long.
Short.
Okay. Okay, here's a modifier: -4, right?
Yep.
Let's rock. Pun intended.
You can re-roll again since it's failed. If you want to spend a Benny, you can re-roll.
I will spend that Benny.
All right.
All right, so Joker dice, short, -4, and boom.
Still a failure. If you want to keep spending, you can. Otherwise, it's going to fail.
I'm just going to keep chasing.
All right. Shot goes wide. At this point, he jerks aside, immediately notices you. It's just a look of utter shock. It looks like he's about to run away. But yeah, you can come closer if you want.
Chasing him down.
All right. Pretty much like you're only about 10 or so feet away from him. And that's going to be your turn. Next up, it's going to be him, actually. He is actually going to try and run away at this point, run into the crowd. So let's see. He's actually not going to do anything other than try and surround himself by his men. And that's going to be his whole turn. And lastly, it is who got the 5?
Me.
All right. You're next.
I can't be Leslie. I got the 4. Where's 5? I don't even see 5.
Right here.
It's right there.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Oh, I had to scroll down. Okay. Yeah, no. So what are you doing? Ooh, there you go.
Yep, that's a success. You are no longer shaken, Foxy. You can try and fire your weapon, but it's going to be at a penalty.
I guess I do nothing.
Going to do nothing? All right.
Yep.
All right. Then it's back to you, Richard.
So I got one of those guys like right on me, huh? Attacking me. And I got my switchblade out, so I'm gonna attack him with my switchblade.
All right, go ahead and give me a fighting roll.
Oh, why did I do it? What the heck? Okay. Hold on. Maybe clicking this out of order. Hold on one sec.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, there is a lot going on in this, so it only makes sense.
And now I'm going to click that one away and then click zero submit. Why is it not submitting?
If you need to roll the dice manually, you can.
Yeah, it's just a D6. It's a D6, so let me just do one D6.
It's going to be 2d6. One
2d6.
can replace the other, whichever is higher.
Who's on their mic, like rubbing it? That's starting to get on my nerves, man. Just hear this mic rubbing sound.
I don't think it's my mic.
Roll 2d6 plus 0 roll.
All right. Go ahead and roll another 6. The 1 6 got on its max die. You can roll again, and it'll add on to it.
Just 1d6?
Yeah, just 1d6. All right, that's an 11 to hit. Go ahead and roll damage and add another d6 on top of that.
Oops, shit. I just clicked on the wrong thing. That's going to slow me down. Hold on. Where is my switchblade? No, I don't know why the fighting thing. That's just 1d4. I just got to do 1d4. I don't know why the thing's not working.
I think it's going to be a 1d4
right, whatever.
plus your strength.
Oh, really?
Go ahead and add your strength die to it as well.
Strength. So it'll be 1d4 and a 1d6?
Yep. So go ahead and roll a d6 on top of that.
Yeah, exactly. 1d6 roll.
And roll another d6 because you got a raise.
Oh, man, these things
man.
suck. Look at that. That's a suck image.
Let me just look at his toughness here. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to do anything. So pretty much like it's sort of like a similar situation. You end up taking your switchblade, ends up coming along the side, kind of like ruffling up his shirt, but it doesn't actually damage him or anything. It's just very much like a minor graze. Doesn't seem to affect him whatsoever. All right.
Great.
With that, it's going to go back up to the top. Anyway. Oh my God, why am I drawing these?
What is going on? I don't like it. I don't like playing this game with you anymore.
Oh, you've got an ace.
What the fuck? I got 2.
All right. Frequency gets to draw again, and then it's going to be fresh up. It looks like Foxy, you're going to be first, actually.
I guess I shoot. I can double shoot. Oh, fuck it. Whoever the fuck closest next to me, I shoot with the revolver.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be... There's like 2 people next to you, so you can go ahead and fire at them. At one of them.
I hope neither of them are Richard.
Ooh, that's a success with a raise. Go ahead and roll damage along with an extra d6.
Okay. So it'll be 3d6.
Yep.
Plus 2, so 15 damage.
Holy shit. Well, one of the... Pretty much like as soon as you end up aiming your gun at one of the thugs after you, his head pretty much explodes, and all of the gore just ends up spraying across everyone else as he just clatters to the ground, There are 3 of them left now.
What kind
you
of
can-
bullets are you using?
How? I have 7 pace, so how many feet would that be?
That'd be 35 feet. You can go back that far.
Yeah, so she's gonna back up 35.
All right. All right. It's gonna be you. Then it's gonna be the thugs. A few of them are gonna try and come after you, Frequency. So that's going to be a couple of them. Oh, and so what's going to happen is one of them ends up rearing his switchblade across you, ends up narrowly missing. The other one is trying to come along right behind, but he ends up kind of like colliding with the other. He actually slips and falls into the river, pretty much like he has no chance of getting back up. He's pretty much out of the fight, from what you can see. He ended up fumbling that badly. Let's see. The final one is going to try and stab at Richard for a 7 to hit.
Yeah. that
What's
hits.
your parry?
It's 5, so that hits.
All right. He's going to go ahead and roll damage. And that's a 5. What's your toughness?
9. No damage.
All right. So no damage. So he pretty much does nothing. And then it's going to be back to Cranston, and he's basically just hiding out. He's actually not going to try and fight. He's actually relying on everyone else to do his fighting for him. So, Richard, back to you. I feel like a
I'm still
newscaster.
fighting.
I was about to say that.
Still fighting the guy that's on him. So,
All right.
oh, is this 1d6?
You get to roll another d6 for your wild die. All right, that's a success. Go ahead and roll. This is fighting, right?
Yeah.
That's a narrow miss unless you have something else going for it. His parry is 5. If you want to spend a
it's gonna be
Benny, you
narrow, that's
can.
it. I only have 1 left, so I think I'm gonna hold on to it for now.
Okay, it's going to narrowly miss. Do you want to move or anything?
No, I'm fighting this guy full on, like
All right.
knife fight.
All right, it's back up to the round. Pretty much from what you can see at this point, the crowd is clearing away to such an extent that on top of your all's like fist fight going on, bullets firing as well, you can actually see a rather familiar sight going on along with the enemies. So at the beginning of your all's conversation with Cranston, you also remember the kind of like shady, shadowy figures kind of like in the dusk. Only now you see them illuminated in much clearer kind of like clarity as these rather large hooded figures with these kind of like rather cyborg like features end up entering the fray as well. They look very much kind of like sort of like shadowy garb. They just end up removing their hats and drawing their massive desert eagles, aiming
Oh, shit.
straight towards Ural's enemies, actually. So it seems like you can try and give me a smarts check to see if you know what they are, but you're not entirely sure who they're shooting at.
Okay. I done it.
All right, Foxy, you get the impression that these guys are actually on your side. They seem to be the agents who Agent Maxwell was talking about earlier. Richard, you have no fucking clue.
Nope.
They may be enemies.
Must have missed that conversation.
All right. I think it's Foxy who's first. I believe that's right.
Yeah, she's gonna scream to Richard and Frequency that the cyborg dudes, they aren't our enemies. Don't worry about them.
No, God, thank you.
All right.
Enough with one guy right here.
Who the fuck can I see to shoot?
There are 2 thugs left, and then there is P.I. Cranston left.
Can I shoot Cranston?
Yeah, you can try and shoot Cranston.
Do we want to
Okay.
shoot Cranston? He's got intel, maybe. We might want to keep him alive. I don't know.
Fuck him. I'm shooting Cranston with my revolver.
All right, go ahead and shoot. Ooh. Okay. Go ahead and roll damage and add 2d6s on top of that.
So that'd be 4d6
Yep,
plus 2.
plus 2.
So 22.
22. Okay. And his toughness is 6. So pretty much, holy shit. So pretty much like aiming your shot pretty well perfectly. The bullet ends up like hitting him straight into the chest. Not only does it immediately kill him from what you can see, it ends up knocking his body back, and he just ends up like hitting hard against the ground. He is like pretty much from your point of view and everyone else's, he is very clearly dead. The shot was dead on.
Okay.
Oh, there goes the reward money.
We got Maxwell.
Oh, he's gonna
Alright.
pay us double for
Fire
this.
Are you moving anywhere?
I move up just, I guess, like 20 feet towards
All right.
towards Rippy.
Just getting a little closer anyway.
Yeah, to Richard.
All right. With that, it is actually he's no longer part of the fight. The 2 thugs are still though. One of them is going to try and attack you, Richard. That's an 11 to hit
Yeah, that hits.
against your parry. I think that's 5, right? All right. And let's see, 7, 11. What's your toughness?
9.
9. So you're just shaken. So pretty much like it ends up kind of like wounding you lightly. Doesn't actually end up hitting you whatsoever. You're just shaken. The other one is going to try and attack you. So Ricochet, pretty much as this one ends up lunging out, you're able to pretty well like parry his attack pretty easily. Like he ends up making a really dumb thrust move, and just with a simple bat of your wrist, the switchblade goes flying out of his hand. He is pretty well severely handicapped. I pretty much to the point where he can't even really fight back.
Is he the only one left?
It's him and the other one that's fighting against Richard. They're the only ones left. And next up, whoever got the 5, you're next.
I'm pretty sure that's me. So yeah, I'm still fighting this guy. Switchblade, knife fight.
And yeah, you're shaken as well.
Oh yeah, I gotta do the spirit roll. Huh?
Yep.
Hold on. Thanks for reminding me.
We got spirit. Yes, we do.
Do I?
We've got all the
Do I?
spirit up in here.
No, I don't. No, I can't.
All right. So that's a failure. So it's like you're pretty well shell shocked during this time. You can move back if you want. Otherwise, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple steps back away from this guy to give someone else like a clear shot on him.
All right. And with that, that's going to be your turn. So lastly, it's Ricochet.
Yes, sir.
All right. You pretty well have a clear shot against this last remaining guy. You can also try and bat this one guy into the river if you want. It's up to you.
That was going to be my next question. How close to the river are we?
You're only about 5 feet away from it. You can easily just like trip this guy up.
Sounds like fun to me. Let's do it.
All right. I'll even let you
Is it a
do
fighting
both.
roll? Huh?
I'll even let you do both. You can trip the guy in the river, and you can also shoot with a minor penalty.
Okay, so I trip the guy into the river and take aim at the guy going after Richard.
Yep. With the one guy, I'm not even gonna make you roll. Like he's pretty well like off his
He was
guard.
on his way there on his own already, pretty much.
Yeah, he fucked up so badly that pretty much by that point, like all you had to do was basically nudge him lightly, and he ends up falling.
Okay, so this becomes a shooting roll now, right?
Yep.
Okay,
With a -2.
shooting. Joker dice, yes. Distance, is it short, medium?
It's just short
Average.
distance.
Okay, short. -2. Whoops. Hang on. The wrong thing there. All right, here we go.
Ooh. So that's a failure. If you want to roll again, you can always spend a Benny.
Nope.
All right. Shot goes wide. At the same time, there is only one of them left. Let's see. On top of that, the agents are also going to try and shoot at him. There are 2 of them from what you can see. And they are going to try and make their own roll. Let's see. Ooh. That's a 9. Yep. All right. $9.15. Yep. So out of pretty much like these 2 agents, both of them end up drawing their weapons. One of them misses, goes wide, but the last one ends up taking out this remaining guy. Pretty much like shoots him directly in the head, just like pretty much blood spraying as his body just kind of like clatters against the floor. And with that, from what you can see, the fight is over. Even so,
I'll immediately spin around to check the river, make sure they're not climbing back out.
all right. From what you can see, it looks like everyone who's fallen into the river, it's like the actual river is going pretty swiftly from here. It looks like it's remarkably hard to swim out of because those who fell down, they are being swept downstream.
All right.
Y'all want to take a little break?
Yeah. With that, we can take a 5-minute break.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
That fight was getting a little hairy there at a few moments.
Yeah.
Do we automatically become unshook after combat?
Yeah. So after a little bit of time, you're pretty much able to kind of like shake off any shell shock that came from the fight. That's more or less something that happens in the moment. But any wounds you had sustained, unless you heal them, like they stay over.
How can we heal them?
You can, if you have a healing solution on you, you can just inject that and it pretty much automatically as a wound, or you can try and do a healing roll to see if you can do it yourself.
Or you could drink whiskey and pretend it doesn't hurt.
That too.
So let me. Wow, what would be the check for that?
I believe it's just healing. And it would be, if it's on yourself, if it's just one wound, it would be -2. Because it's -1 because you've already got a wound that affects how you do things. And since it's just one wound, that would be an extra -1. So -2 in total.
So I can't do any healing.
I mean, you can if you're trained in it. If you have a healing solution, you can also inject one of those.
I got a med kit, I think. Let me check my inventory.
No, I got a healing solution. I just want to see how you can do healing.
Yeah, that's healing manually. Manual healing is a bit more brutal than doing a healing solution. So if you can't heal yourself with that skill, you'd pretty much, the only real way is to do natural healing or a healing solution.
Okay.
All right. We still waiting on anyone else, or are we all back?
I'm back.
All right. Is Nikolai back as well?
I'm back.
Okay. So I think we've got everyone. In that case, we can go ahead and continue by, as you're all pretty much like getting kind of like cooling down from that fight, we'll go ahead and swap back to the perspective of both Luther and Nails, as pretty much you're all coming along this kind of like small collection of buildings, which actually seems to serve as sort of an overhang, kind of like higher up over foundation. Pretty much the sewers circled around. And there's among the few different buildings there seems to be one that you can easily identify as apparently the residents of Arakawa.
What do we see?
So from what you can see directly, it seems to be kind of like a winding staircase, sort of like a metallic catwalk leading up to the actual entrance itself. It's not on the ground floor, just a small apartment building. There also seems to be kind of like several windows that you could potentially scale up as well on top of that. It's really up to you to how you
I
want to
walk
enter
up
the
and
building.
ring the doorbell.
Okay. End up walking.
I'm right behind Luther. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay. So both Luther and Nails ends up walking up. Luther, you end up ringing the doorbell. No answer.
I knock,
I asked Luther, what are you doing?
trying to talk to that guy.
But I chose wrong. I chose wrong. First fucking gators and just do it.
Knock on the door. No answer.
I try to open it. Is it locked?
Yeah, it's locked.
Can I pick it?
Yes. Go ahead and give me a lock picking roll.
Wait, are
How
you
about
sure?
Nikolai? Would Luther be a lizard hovinist?
That door is stubborn.
If you want to spend a Benny, you can. Otherwise,
No.
All right.
I only got
You
one penny
try
left.
you try picking it with just kind of like pretty much like a bobby pin, just trying to twist it however you can, but no dice. It's not working.
Hey, Nails, can you kick it in?
No. I think the best bet is maybe using one of your bombs or doing a smart solution and finding some other way in.
Yeah, let's check around the back.
Okay. There's like a small little kind of like there's a small landing that ends up leading around the side. It does look like there is kind of like a secondary entrance into the place. Well, not so much entrance as it is just a window.
I try to open it.
From what you can tell, locked as well.
I open it with the rock. I pull the rock out of my backpack and use it to open the door. To quotes, open the door.
Well, there's good news and bad news. Good news is I'm not going to need you to roll for this. Bad news is it makes a hell of a lot of noise as the glass shatters and you've got yourself an entrance.
Get in there.
No.
Like I pick up Luther and like shove him in and then quickly like crawl in.
All right. So both of you are inside, and inside is just kind of like this very like dingy, ramshackled sort of apartment. Very crude living space. It's not very well kept up at all. It looks like a lot of stuff hasn't been touched in years, at least at first glance.
Okay. As I tumble in, hitting the floor, I pull out like a revolver.
All right.
And I just like kind of like keep it at ready.
All right. What are you all doing? From what you can tell immediately, anyway, there doesn't seem to be any movement.
Well,
I check for stairs. Are there any stairs leading upstairs, or is it a one-floor apartment?
From what you can see, it's just a one-floor apartment.
Then I check the next room.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check while you're starting to go through the different rooms.
Okay.
Okay. That's intimidation.
Oh, oops.
Jesus fuck.
All right. So Nails and Luther, as you're all beginning to come throughout the small little apartment, you begin to just try and look at a couple of different spots. Really, immediately you can find kind of like a couple small chits that seem overall to have about 750 credits on them. That's one thing you find. There also seems to be a lot of miscellanea just kind of like scattered about. But Luther, as you're beginning to just kind of like comb the apartment, just kind of like look about, all of a sudden you get that feeling. There's a fucking lizard nearby.
Damn lizard. Okay.
And it's about that time you can tell that it's almost like as you're kind of like going into the master bedroom, you notice that there is kind of like a closed closet to one side. You get the strongest scent of there being some scaly fiend behind there. Or you get that hunch. You've trained it for years.
I take a pipe bomb and throw it on top of the what was it? You said, where does it come from?
It's
closet,
the closet,
yes.
just
On
about
top of
10
the
feet away
closet.
from you.
But I don't detonate it yet. I just throw the bomb.
You're throwing it?
Yep.
Okay. At that moment, just
Wait,
as
what are you doing, Luther? Nails just.
I'm just preparing.
Just at that moment, as pretty much as the pipe bomb ends up hitting the ground, that's when you see that the closet door dashes open and that a figure just like immediately starts flying by, like pretty much trying to get out of the room as soon as possible.
Since I have my revolver in hand, I try shooting at it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a shooting roll. Ooh, that's a failure. You want to spend a Benny?
No, I only have one left, and I gotta save it for in case something dire.
Okay. All right. The bullet ends up hitting the wall just next to him. As he ends up flying into the nearby room, he's just starting to kind of like leap over the nearby window and escape. He is gaining ground and fast.
I
Do
run
we
after
know-
him.
What shape is he? Like, is it a cat or is it an actual person?
This is an actual person. He seems to be really scrawny, but that doesn't mean he isn't agile or just fast.
Like we just saw like the skinniest man alive, like dash out
Pretty
like,
much.
the window.
Could be a crackhead.
It looks like, yeah, he almost looks like a crackhead, actually. Just a man who's like nothing but skin and bones. But
Can I ask you a question, Otter?
yeah,
Do they know what's his name looks like?
Hirohito.
that would depend on if
Yeah,
if
we saw a
Ricochet-
picture of him.
yeah, if you saw the dossier, then you know what he looks like. You can tell, at least from what little you saw of him, it was just a blur. That was likely Hirohito.
I shout after him, Hiro, stop! I just want to talk to you.
All right.
And
All
I
right,
run
let's
after
go.
him.
Let's go. Let's run. Let's go.
All right. You're both running. All right. In that case, both of you go ahead and make me, let's see. Go ahead and make me athletics rolls. Wait. Is there athletics? Go ahead and make me agility rolls. And
Christ.
he's also going to roll himself.
Oh shit! Fucking Luther got 4 raises.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm really agile. I got D12.
All right. So pretty much you all begin kind of like making chase. Nails, you end up kind of like maintaining kind of like a steady speed. But Luther is just like power running onward, like almost like an Olympics runner. And pretty much like by the time you all are a little over halfway through the sewers, Luther, you end up kind of like leaping and just tackling him to the ground by that point. That doesn't mean that there isn't a bit of a scuffle, though. And with that, what are you doing?
I just hold him and tell him, "Stop! I just want to talk to you."
All right, that's what you're doing?
Yep.
All right, he is going to go ahead and try and make a roll against you. All right. That is actually going to be a success. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and make me an agility roll.
Oh, Otter, you need to add frequency back in here.
Oh, did he leave?
Yeah, his computer crashed.
Sorry, frequency. All right, that's a success. What did he end up? Yeah, he just got a regular success. So yeah, you would end up winning this. So pretty much like right as you're kind of like pleading for him to stop, he ends up taking out one hand. You can see psychic energy manifesting along it. Ends up pushing forward. You just end up barreling right out of the way as he does so. There's just kind of like this solid wall of force that just shoots upward. And yeah, you've pretty much got a chance to retaliate.
So he is not willing to talk.
He's not willing to talk. It looks like he is trying to get away from you at whatever cost.
Then I pull out my revolver and shoot at him.
All right.
Yeah. If he doesn't want to talk, then he doesn't want to talk.
All right. Go ahead and give me a shooting roll with a +2 for the bonus. And by this time, Nails, you are also catching up as well. So you can pretty much contribute how you want to as well. Okay. Ooh, that's a success. All right. By this point, I'm not even going to make you roll damage. You pretty much end up like shooting him straight in the leg, like halfway crippling him. And he just like screams out in pain. And it looks like he's almost kind of like defeated. He's trying to like crawl away, but like his one leg is just limp. It's kind of like trailing.
Stop or shoot the no. Stop or I will shoot the other leg too.
At that moment, he just stops. He ends up looking back at you with this animalistic look in his eye.
Okay, immediately after he says that, I finish running up to him, pulling out my guitar, activating the battle axe thing, and trying to behead him.
You're trying to behead him?
Yeah. Dude, you guys are ruthless. What the hell?
No,
right.
fuck Luther. He's trying to talk to this psychopathic dick.
Go ahead and give me a fighting roll with a +4 bonus. He is basically like crawling along. You're at a real advantage with this.
Okay.
Watch Otter be like, he was the good guy all along.
Yes, he already is. I could tell Maxwell's the bad
No, he's
guy.
not. He's a fucking murderer.
Harold's
Dude,
the bad guy. It's
every
Harold.
person he mind controls,
It's Harold.
He mind controls would die.
Harold's just tying up loose ends. It's fucking Harold.
And most of them were completely innocent of what he's upset about.
This dude ain't. I don't give a fuck. We're paid to do a job. You want to go to fucking Thailand?
Yeah, that's basically what it's going to come down to. Harold's going to have to pay off Richard for this one.
It's not, for whatever reason, it's not working for me.
Oh, yeah. See, it wasn't working for me either. You just have to pull up that little dice thing.
Yeah, whatever your dice is for that, roll that die along with a d6. And whichever is higher, you're going to go with that.
And then a +4, right?
Yeah, a +4 to whichever roll is higher.
Okay.
Okay. And +2 is just to your regular roll, right?
My fighting is D4 -2.
Oh, D4
So
-2.
it'd be a 7, so it'd be 11 with the +4 on the.
No, that it's D4 plus. It's D4 -2 +4 plus a D6. So the equation would be D4 plus D6 plus 2.
Okay, you rolled it kind of confusing because you just roll you'd roll your D4, then your D6 as well. Then you
Yeah,
pick
you're
one
not
of
adding the
those.
2 dice together. You're choosing the higher of the 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. So pretty much it would be 4 + 2, which is 6, because that's the higher roll. So it's still a
Okay.
success. It's a success with no raises.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll damage for that,
Oh shoot.
because I'm look. Yeah, that's right. D4 plus D6. Is there anything else on top of that roll?
That's it.
All right. Comparing that against his toughness. Ooh, that's not enough. So pretty much like you end up swinging your axe down. He ends up just kind of like moving his hand just in the nick of time. There's a bit of psychic energy kind of like layered on top of it. Ends up batting it to the side to where it just collides into the concrete right next to him. It doesn't seem to do anything, but at the same time, it looks like he isn't necessarily moving. It's almost like he's just out of energy.
Okay, so I basically miss his neck.
Yeah, you miss his neck. He's just like,
Okay.
all right, I will speak with you. What do you have found me finally. The great Hirohito Arakawa is in your hands. Do with me
don't
what
look
you
that
will.
great to me.
Can I just pull out a revolver and blow his brains out? Like I'm literally right in front of him.
Fucking investigating.
Is that what
Never
you're
be a
doing?
detective. Don't be. Never do a detective.
Yeah, that's what Nails does. Like
Okay.
if he's taking the chance.
This is why Foxy loves nails. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right. There's a moment where there's just a silent kind of like awkwardness between all of you before Nails just suddenly like draws
Wait,
his
Nails,
revolver.
can I do it?
Oh god.
No, Nails does not give him the chance.
Okay.
It's like almost pure instinct.
It's almost like a game between you two. It's like whoever tries to get to draw their gun sooner.
You guys are horrible.
Nails is slightly faster as
Are we the baddies?
Arakawa is just about to talk to you before his brains just splatter against the concrete.
You guys suck.
This is gonna be that
Nails. He was a
D&D
mind
one-shot all over
reader.
again.
Can you imagine the secrets he could have told us?
Yeah, but you know what? Smart move because you don't want them tapping you.
Yeah, right. And I had pipe bombs ready, just in case.
Luther, this man has mind-controlled people. He's look, he's basically a crackhead.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he can control one of my minds. I got 3 left.
You do not have 3 minds. I don't know where you got that, but you don't.
Yeah, all right. It's
Okay.
only 2.
Okay, so
Deadpool syndrome.
all right. So what do we do? Just cut off the head to take it in for a reward, or what?
Did y'all blow the head off?
You blew his head off. You can collect the pieces.
So just keeping in mind, you all can call each other over comms at any time. So the rest
Yeah.
of you guys, if you're all concerned about Luther and Nails, you all can just call them over comms.
I activate my comms. Hey guys, we got him.
That quick?
Oh, you got him. Oh man, we just finished a fight. We got our asses
Yeah.
almost
So
handed to us.
yeah, just let you know, our Brian, or what was his name?
Barry's
Flying
dead. We're not
Barry.
going to collect anything. So,
Well, we're
all
gonna
this
get
is
it
for
off of
nothing.
Maxwell. It'll be all cleared up. We'll probably get a bonus because we've kept everyone alive.
Yeah. Also, call over Maxwell or wait, is Maxwell the
Maxwell should be on our comms, right?
He's in the car with
Yeah.
Irene, unless he fucking brutally.
Are you calling Maxwell across the comms?
No? I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who's high up in Evo Labs.
Yeah,
That's Harold. That's
Maxwell.
Maxwell.
Yeah, that's Maxwell.
Okay, yeah. I call over Maxwell. Yeah, Hero's not in one piece, so
Well,
Wait,
it's not.
wait, wait. I
It's
call
not
him over
exactly
the
how we
comms.
would have liked him, but good work.
You asked for his head. How literal did you mean that?
As literal as you want. I just want his body.
We got his body.
So speaking of our payment,
Yeah,
Now-
we'll negotiate payment later on.
well, I think we deserve a bonus because we kept all three of y'all alive. Plus,
You know what?
we killed
you got it.
Helios Dick. You know.
We'll be sure to discuss the notion of a bonus here once we make it back to Evo Corp. How does that sound? An extra
Sounds good.
5,000 or such? We can negotiate as you wish.
I'd rather you just go to ATM, get the money right now. We could go our separate ways.
Well, I don't know if you all have noticed, but we're not
Richard-
exactly in the best state
We're not
state
the
right
best
now.
neighborhood for this to be walking around with a big stack of
Yeah.
cash. I think I'd rather go to the corporation and get my stuff.
All right. You got a point.
all right,
Well,
let's
let's go
clean this
Walmart.
up and let's go.
All right,
right.
you carry him.
So I gotta ask, in all this commotion, no cops?
No, we're in a dog shit neighborhood. A
Not really.
dog shit neighborhood.
Crime is incredibly high. It's famously high in Nexus City. There are patrol bots, but crime, like regular police force, like it is not near as tightly knit as you would think. Just because it's like there is a pretty like cutthroat police force, but crime is still so rampant within the city. A lot of it is kind of like open. It's sort of openly accepted by the people that a fair amount of crime is not going to be accounted for.
Got
Like,
you.
It's a cutthroat police force, but it's also incompetently ran. That's pretty common knowledge. There's
Okay.
also a lot of corruption and backstreet deals that go on behind closed doors.
Yeah, well, this wasn't exactly behind a door.
Not
It
exactly.
was out in the open.
At the
It
same
was in
time,
the
where you
sewers,
are
though.
is in a very like dirty part of town. It is basically an alienage, and what you would know of this part of town, this is more or less a part where a lot of mutants are kept behind, like they are not let out. And pretty much anything that goes on in this part of town stays in this part of town.
And then let's leave it all in this part of town and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go back to the car. I guess we wait for Nails and Luther.
Can we just
to
go
come back.
pick them up?
No, we can't because they're on the other side on that big giant walk pay with all the people. So we can't drive a
Oh,
car.
yeah, that's right.
They have to come to us.
So, like, do I have to carry the body, or like, do I just take an eyeball? Like, how?
No,
What
are my
they
options
want the
here,
body.
Otter?
They want it for scientific research. They want the whole body.
He was asking you for the body.
Damn it. Okay.
Well, he was a psychic, so blowing his brains out probably wasn't the best idea.
So half his brains are
Yeah,
still
yeah.
there.
The part of the body they wanted is now gone.
They still got some. It's fine. Fuck it. We're getting our payment, okay?
Yeah, I pick up the body like fireman style, and like start like slowly like walking towards it, and
the
like
whiff of, like quackhead shit just waves under your nose while you're walking.
I can't believe The Rock was his death knell.
Look, the rock came in play, everybody. The rock came in play. It was used.
All right. So Otter, what happens now? Do we just ride off into the sunset, or?
Well, first of all, y'all have got to negotiate payment because that is part of this, and it is negotiable. And he was talking about Evo Corp for payment.
Okay. All right. So I guess Luther and I regroup with the others.
Okay. All right. And yeah, after about 30 extra minutes of you just hauling this body out of the sewers,
one thing of detail. Sorry, I take off my helmet and put it over the head, so that no one sees that the brain is like in two.
Something to catch.
What
the
is the
brain.
corpse wearing?
The corpse is wearing basically rags for clothes. It is not much whatsoever.
Can I
It
hide a
almost looks like he
pipe
barely
bomb in there?
even dressed himself out of like the original lab clothes that he escaped with.
Is there enough fabric to hide a bomb?
Yes.
I hide a bomb.
Can Watchman notice that him doing that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth roll for that.
What? Can I roll to notice?
Yeah, you can roll to notice. There's also going to be another person who's rolling to notice.
Shit. Let me pull up my character sheet for notice.
Oh, we all regain. He's doing it right there. He's not doing it in the sewer before.
Yeah, I'm not
regaining.
doing it well. No, and I want to do it in the sewers.
Oh, you're doing it in the sewers?
Yeah, before the regaining.
Oh,
before they
okay. Well,
regroup.
yeah, you're successfully end up successfully hiding it.
Well, Nails still
on the
sees
body.
it because Nails still with them.
Yeah, Nails, you're still able to see this.
Wait, but he failed the roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
I
bad. I
failed.
was looking at the wrong roll. So,
I don't know. Want to know where you lodged that bomb?
So Nails notices me.
Luther, you trying to like hide this as like discreetly as you can. You think you've got it pretty much. Nails, you can clearly see that he's got a bomb. It's not
it's sticking
conspicuous
right out his
whatsoever.
pinky.
I slap his hand like down, like I slap it away. Like no, bad Luther.
No. Okay. I take the bomb back. Put it back in my bag. Just in case.
Yeah, I have to carry it. I'm not carrying more weight. I know it's a pound, but every pound counts.
All right.
By the way, you see my face. It's a
Yes.
yeah. It's you see like a bunch of like glowing blue spikes, and I'm like African American, who's like 18, 19-ish. Yeah, that's what you see. I'm just letting you know that's what you see.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
not trying to hide bombs again. On you.
I'm not a lizard. Is basically
no.
what I'm trying to tell him.
Apparently, Trippy's computer crashed.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay, I think we reached the other guys.
Yeah, you all have pretty much reached the other guys at this point. After about an extra 30 minutes, kind of like hauling the body, all of you have reconvened at the van, and you can see that Agent Maxwell just has this wide grin on his face as soon as you all begin coming closer. He's like, excellent work. I'm so glad to see that our accomplice is now out of commission for good. Anyway, he was a real threat to the streets. Now all that's left is payment for each of you.
Unfortunately, we lost Cranston in the freaking process.
Listen, 30K with 5K bonus for each of us.
It's
I'm good
only
with
fair
that.
after all the trouble you went through to come through for me.
Anyone got any objections?
Nope.
40K is fine.
All right. In that case, we'll do the final negotiations at Evo Corp, and we'll get all this sorted out.
All righty.
All right.
Where are the other two, Irina and Vincent?
They're in the car.
They're in the van.
I would like to check on them.
Looking inside, you can tell that they are all perfectly fine. Thankfully,
Okay.
it seemed like between all of them and a few more agents that have actually kind of like parked nearby, everyone is in pretty tip-top shape. No one was actually attacked or anything like that.
Hey, did you see anything weird? I
Well,
asked Vincent and Irina.
Vincent was like, it was all fine. Nothing to really worry about for this old guy.
No shadow people?
None from me. Irina was just like, well, for a moment I was scared, I have to admit.
Did you see walking scarecrow?
Hey, Otter, what happened
Yeah.
to the androids?
What happened to the androids?
Yeah, the ones that helped us.
Oh, the agents, they are
Yeah.
there with you as well. It's not
Okay.
just you all, it's those, they're like towering cyborg agents from what you can tell now. They're like 7 feet tall, pretty huge.
Did we check the pockets of what's his name?
Hirohito.
No, the other dude.
Cranston?
Yeah. Let's say before we even done that, if I went and checked his pockets, what would I find?
Let's see. You would have found 3,000 credits, along with his Apocalypse revolver and about a dozen bullets for it.
Okay, I took all that.
All right.
Question: is there anyone in whoever's next to me? Who's next to me, and am I able to have a discreet conversation with anybody without it being noticed by anybody else in there?
That would probably be those closest to you would be Richard and Foxy.
Also, I throw Hirohito's body in the van, and I take off my helmet, and I'm just like cleaning out the inside.
Yeah.
Irina just
That's a
gives you a
bummer.
very like disgusted look. Vincent's like, that's pretty fucking metal, man. Pretty bold, pretty ballsy.
Yeah, and if you want to hear anything more metal, then come to my show. That's this weekend, and I pull out a Belphegor like card and hand it to him. It shows like tour dates and stuff.
He just looks at it. He's like, you know what? I may consider joining. It's pretty rad. I'll have to show the special treatment. Buy the VIP pass.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
All right, so I got Foxy and Richard right next to me on either side of me.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to speak to them discreetly.
All right. Well, since Trippy's not here, I'm gonna say that Richard is still a little bit shell-shocked from the fight. So
Okay.
Foxy is kind of like the most sound of mind at the moment.
Hey, Foxy,
Yeah.
getting any weird hunches on this? Like we're walking into something?
I'm just here to get paid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably nothing. I'm starting to get the sense we're now the loose ends to be tied up.
Maybe so.
Keep
We'll
your guard
find
up.
All right. What are you all doing?
Yeah.
You're
Nails
riding
is still
back.
cleaning.
I guess we had the Evo Corp get this shit
Yeah.
done.
All right.
Well, I kind of wish Nikolai planted that bomb.
Hey, you stopped me.
But you don't
I
know
didn't
about
stop
it.
you.
Your character does absolutely does
You're
not
right.
know.
I don't. I'm saying me, the player. I'm kind of wishing he had.
Yeah,
In character, I know nothing about it.
right.
All right. I'm
Um,
guessing.
Luther checks under the seat for bombs.
All right. Go ahead and make me an investigation roll.
And if there aren't any, he's going to make sure there are by the time we leave.
I
Failure.
failed.
From what you can see, there aren't any bombs whatsoever.
Nice. I check under the car.
From what you can see here, there's no bombs under the car either. Looks
I
clean.
guess
I
I'll
put
do an
one there.
investigation- I'll do an investigation check with him.
Give me a stealth roll.
The what?
Luther is wanting to plant a bomb under the seat.
No, under the car. Under the car.
Okay,
Under
well,
the
I'll
car.
proceed at my success roll. So
All right, investigation. You find legitimately you pretty thoroughly scan the vehicle. There's no explosives from what you can see. Let's see.
is there
Yeah.
any way to notice his stealth or challenge his stealth?
Give me a notice roll. But Luther, at least at first glance, it seems like nobody's noticing you as you're just planting a pipe bomb under the vehicle. Except for Foxy, she notices pretty quickly.
He goes
I
over
see
to
her
him.
noticing me, and I give her a wink.
She goes over to Nails and says, "He's planting a fucking bomb underneath the car." Luther.
Mid cleaning out the last like bits and pieces. Nails looks up. He sighs.
Just saying.
Luther,
Just in case.
no, take it down. Take it down.
I pick it up again.
All right.
Stealthily.
Pick it up. Nobody seems to notice, not even Agent Maxwell.
Oh God, they were. God,
I actually rolled for them. They were pretty terrible rolls.
Well, whoever rolled the one is just looking at the other dude's dick, basically.
Okay, Luther gets in the car.
All right. Are you all doing anything else before you get in the car?
Nothing.
I get in the car, and as I sit down, I pull out some of my ammo and start reloading my guns.
Okay. All right. So pretty much all of you get in the car, Richard included, since he's not in here at the moment. And along with that, both of the agents who are keeping watch out for everyone get in as well. The door closes, and you begin making your way back to Evo Corp. On the way, it's one of the agents who ends up pretty much like driving along. Agent Maxwell is just kind of like looking at you all. He's just kind of like in an approving look. He's like, "You did good out there. Gotta say. You know, I was honestly considering hiring each of you on. I think you could do some good work for us."
If the price is right.
I'd like to go over some finer details before I would accept anything, but maybe.
Don't worry. We can be... it's almost... For a second, it looks like he takes two fingers. It's almost like he's picking his nose for a second. Most persuasive. Give me a notice roll.
Oh, from all of us?
Yep.
Oh, God.
All right. Foxy and Nails notices that as he's looking back at you, he's got nose plugs in. And with that, you hear a faint hissing sound as
I put
gas,
on my helmet.
as gas begins to filter in.
Can Foxy hold her breath and then pull her
Give
gun?
me a vigor roll. Each of you, give me a vigor roll at -2.
Wait, but I put on my helmet. Like, that doesn't help, or
Nope.
Hang on a second. Luther holds up a trigger with the thumb pressed down, a dead man switch, and I look Maxwell in the eye. Are you really sure you want me to lose consciousness?
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead and give me the vigor roll nonetheless, because the gas is already filtering.
Or I'm using a Benny. So it's Benny with still a -2?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Okay.
Luther Jones actually succeeds.
okay, yeah, I'm
God damn it.
using my last Benny as well.
Okay.
Ah, damn it.
All right. So pretty much at this point, everyone in the vehicle passes
Wait,
out.
what about okay, frequency? Frequency, did you have a Benny left?
You're on mute.
mute.
Any questions?
Do you have a Benny left?
No, I have 2 left, but I'm not going to use it now.
Okay. So Luther, you notice as everyone else around you is falling unconscious left and right. And you're looking at at Agent Maxwell, who is actually somewhat surprised. He's like, impressive. You haven't passed out yet. What's Luther doing?
This open a window now. This trigger is linked to 28 bombs right here in my bag. What happens to you if they blow up?
He just smiles. He's like, well, first, you're going to have to outlast the gas. Roll again. Same penalty. Unfortunately, this is timed. Holy shit.
You just
He's
trying
like-
to fuck this harder.
All right. Say I let you go free, and I keep everyone else with me. How does that sound for a deal?
We all walk or nobody walks.
You get all the money I proposed. Everyone
Everybody
individually.
gets paid, everybody walks. Or everybody dies. The choice is yours.
I see this is going to take a little more convincing. Make another roll. Time is of the importance. It's of the essence. He's like,
He
Well-
is fucking rock.
That's when he is going to say, very well. Stop the car. And with that, the car stops. And he's like, open up the door. Door opens.
Tell your people to drive on. We stay. I'm talking about the escorts. There were 2 other cars with agents. They should keep moving.
Yeah, but open the fucking door.
Yeah, of course.
So say it again. He's actually letting you out. Are you?
Yes, and I want him to order his other cars to keep driving.
To
I
keep
don't
driving?
want them to ambush me.
He's like, very well. Take your friends with you.
Yeah, can I shake them awake or what?
You can try.
I take my duffel bag off and throw it on his feet, in front of his feet, and then who's closest to me?
That would be Richard, actually.
Richard. I pull Richard out of the car.
Okay. All right. So you end up
I
pulling
pull
it up
them out all one by one.
all one by one. You realize
Yes.
you're going to have to pull out one, then the rest, right?
Yes. With
right.
one hand, because my left hand is holding the dead man switch.
All right. With one hand. Okay. One by one, you steadily pull all of them out. And
Including Irina. But he can keep Maxwell. He can keep Vincent.
You mean
Okay.
Vincent?
Vincent. The agent gives a curt smile as you exit out of the vehicle. He's like, clever.
Now,
He ends up fingering out a chit. It is pretty much the total sum of all the credits he had promised you. 35,000 apiece for everyone. Just tosses it at your feet. He's like, You earned it. Then the
Drive.
door closes. He drives.
Okay, and when he is about 300 meters away from me, I release the Deadman switch and trigger all 28 bombs.
No, he actually kicks out the duffel bag before he does.
Oh,
he ends
okay,
up
okay.
leaving.
Then I don't.
Okay.
Isn't there still one you left attached to the undercarriage?
That one got caught.
No, that got caught. Nails made me remove it. Oh, here, Billy made me remove it.
I didn't make you remove it. I just
No,
told,
no, that
Oh,
was Nails. That was Nails.
Sorry,
I wanted
Trippy.
to
I
plant
just saw
one
you
in
in.
the dead man, and I wanted to plant one under the car. Both I could now have used to kill Maxwell, but guys, you ruined the fun.
Are you? Can you hear us, Trippy?
you there,
Now,
Trippy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay?
we can hear you now.
okay.
All right.
There's still a chance. There are 4 pipe bombs in his office, or in front of his office, in 4 different potted plants from last week.
Yeah.
So
So
theoretically,
basically, when we
could
wake
go
up,
to Evo Corp
yeah,
just in range, just so we see that floor. And when he walks, I could trigger them. But maybe that's over.
There's a little too much collateral damage in that one.
Foxy's all for it. So if you want her to scope and look in, and when he gets into his fucking office to blow the goddamn shit up,
You know what, Foxy? I hand her a second trigger linked to those 4 bombs. Have at it.
So, Trippy, in case you missed what happened, pretty much everyone was able to dispatch with Arakawa, and after promising the pretty much an extra reward, a bonus on top of like 30,000 credits, you all had boarded the van. Noxious gas had ended up filtering through the vehicle, and everyone except Luther was knocked unconscious by it. Luther, by some sheer amount of will or luck, I'm not sure which, was actually able to convince Agent Maxwell to free you all, threatening to blow all of them sky high with the pipe bombs. And by the end, Maxwell pretty much ended up tossing the chip full of credits for all of you at his feet. You all pretty much ended up escaping with everyone, including you all and Irina. Vincent was still left inside. And where you all are now, you're on the curb side as they are driving off.
I
Are
think
they
we
all
can
waking
afford a
up?
cab.
is there any way I can get close to Evo Corp to wait until he gets into the office to blow it the fuck up?
Technically, you don't even need to get inside Evo Corp. All you
No,
have to do is
I'm not
just
saying
wait.
get inside. I mean get where I can at least know where he went in, so I can blow him up right next to his office with the fucking potted bombs.
You can try.
Like, are we all awake right now?
Yeah. After I would assume Luther would shake you all awake.
Yes, I shake them awake.
Okay, so after
Oh,
hearing
Luther turned us all woke.
after hearing everything that happened, like Nails is just like he is so angry he doesn't have words.
Hey,
Oh.
Nails, next time I want to plant a bomb, let me plant a bomb.
Okay, fine, Madman. I will let you plant all the bombs you want now. I'm sorry.
I'm fixing to go blow up their fucking office. So
Yeah, please go do that. That'll be a good.
Ironically, the
Foxy,
only,
I am joining you. Let's go. Let's fucking
all right,
go.
let's go.
ironically, the only bombs that I actually didn't want him to plant that did get planted are now becoming useful.
Yeah, well, I'm fixing.
Those are Chekhov's bombs.
Oh, every other time you said you wanted to plant a bomb, I wanted you to as well. The only time I didn't want you to do it was that time, and now it rocks.
All right.
Also, I help up Irina. That's the second time I saved your life.
So,
God.
as this is going on, I'm assuming you're all waiting a sufficient amount of time for Agent Maxwell and Vincent and all the other agents to get back to Evo Corp and go back to their office.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's right?
Yeah.
All right.
Are we all going as a group to like watch this with popcorn or something?
I'm going. Nails is joining me. If y'all want to join, that's fine.
Yeah, I want to see the show.
I'm gonna take my pay and go hit up the death races. You guys have fun. I'm done with this.
Oh, we're gonna watch our own death race. Good luck. Hope to work with you again. Actually, you were fun.
Yeah, good working with you, I guess. Oh, my fucking head.
I assume
right.
we split the money evenly.
Yeah, we did. 35,000 each.
And with that, as Richard B. Bigger is off heading to the death races to gamble away his flagrant earnings, you all wait the sufficient amount of time before Agent Maxwell and co. End up returning to Evo Corp. So as they all begin to filter back to their office, you wait a good long while. It's pretty well like we're going to narrate this temporarily from third person.
All right.
Agent Maxwell
Can I
and
narrate
Vincent, for
what
that
she
matter.
says before pressing the trigger?
Yes, we will get to that. Both of them end up filtering to the office, to Maxwell's office, to exchange info on how to best go about their plans from here on, to continue the experimentations begun with Arakawa, and how they might continue those that are still still in effect. Different cyberpsych experimentations, different ways to advance humanity, all in service to the greater AI that controls the world, or at least international dealings. As they begin this discussion, the rain falls outside, the neon lights caking the streets in streams of maroon, different lights all around. Rain's falling, very heavy, pattering against your shoulders, as each of you end up outside of the actual wall of Evo Corp. Just far enough so that the guards don't notice you, but still close enough to see the fireworks. Luther holds the detonator in hand. What do you all say?
Bobby has the detonator.
Foxy.
Foxy has the detonator in hand. What do you all say before the final boom?
Foxy turns to Luther and says, "Damn, those plants are fucking deadly." Click.
Just an explosion of flame as the greater half of Evo Corp just suddenly erupts into flames. The explosion is completely unexpected by security and those lurking inside, the building immediately torching as the flames reach high into the skies. The rain still beating fastidiously on your shoulders as Richard B. Bigger is fast gambling away his earnings, looking at a similar array of explosions on the other side of town. And with that, you walk off into the night, satisfied that at least some semblance of justice has been enacted. And that's where we're ending.
Wait, I would like to narrate a little epilogue.
Go ahead.
A week later, on a grave with the name Maxwell, a lanky figure stands near the grave with a duffel bag, and he pulls out a rock and puts it on the gravestone. The end.
Package delivered.
You know, I was originally going to give you all 2 experience points for this, but you get 3. You all did a lot.
That's pretty good.
You all went above and beyond.
So,
Oh my
6,
god.
we got a level up from that.
Oh, so Harold was the bad guy after all. Oh, that's so surprising. I'm so shocked, Otter. Oh, I'm so surprised that he was the bad guy.
There wasn't really any good guys or bad guys. It was all kind of like varying shades, really.
I killed a man, so I don't know if I'm good. So
I didn't trust him from the start. I already know. I'm like,
Cranston was probably the closest thing to a good guy until
No, he wasn't.
the guy that poor Hirohito was. Poor kid.
I
No,
wanted
he
to-
wasn't a good guy either. No, he
No,
wasn't.
he was killing innocent people straight up.
Do you know that for a fact? I mean, you didn't question him. You didn't even bother asking those questions. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe he's just a scapegoat.
He mind controlled people.
Yeah,
That's what
was he?
who told you that?
We
Who
don't
said that?
know.
Who said that? Harold said that.
What a-
Oh,
what a-
That
Harold
whole
told us
gives a
dossier
shit.
could have
that
been a lie.
information.
Listen, I am
Oh,
$35,000.
you mean Harold gave us this information about this thing? Oh yeah,
No, it
no.
isn't.
Totally trustworthy Harold.
Brian
gave
also
us this
gave us, or
information.
Barry, I mean. Barry gave me a very nice revolver.
Uh-huh.
I'll have you know.
Anyway, it's all done now.
Anyway, on that note,
a special weapon was made specifically to take out Hero, and it never even got used once.
on that note, we are going to go ahead and end the live stream there as we ponder whether what the heroes did was actually the right thing all along. Only time will tell. Till next time, thank you all for joining us on this rather unexpected journey. And we wish you all the best of luck and have a great night.
Good night.